Hey, let's fire it up.
Just a pour like rain. Me just a muggle up the lane in a rope gold chain. Hey, me and me girl named Jane. Bang gang, get it bang gang, get it bend den den den. Better bend a mocoin, better bend den, get a yoin. Dang dang, did it dang dang, get it mend den, get it mend den, get a mend den, get a mend den, get a mend den. Down there in the ghetto I go, where sufferation I once know. Mommy and daddy, all are we so poor. We all had to sleep on the floor. Storm it come and it blow down me door. Me happy nail up me window. Me shoes tear up, me toe just a show. Me no know where he really run go. Mommy does a ball, poor, poor, poor. Me cry, she say don't cry no more. Dang, dang, diddy, dang, dang, giddy, men, den, den, den. I've been a mocoin, still I'm in, get a mocoin. Dang, dang, diddy, dang, dang, get a men, den, den, den. Been a mocoin, get a men, get a yoin, get a men.
Hey, what's up, weirdos? It's Mark Splude, and this is episode number 99 of the Spludecast. Oh, man, my guest this week. I hope this is gonna happen. Actually, I feel like this is a cursed UFC card, this episode 99. I was supposed to have one guest. He canceled. I locked up another guest. I had to cancel on him Monday night. It's Wednesday as I record this now, and I just received a message from him. He can't make her. Gonna have to rebook Mr. Ron Anthony. And I found myself, without a guest for episode 99. And so I reached out to my good friend, Mr. Arif Hussain. And Arif came through. I'm gonna go pick him up as soon as I finish this intro. And we're gonna sit down and shoot the shit. Likely bust each other's balls. Maybe we'll touch a little bit on the drama on the maritime comedy scene. New drama has popped off involving, well, you know what? I'll just leave it be, because if Arif and I don't get to it, I'm certainly going to get to it next week. Episode 100 of the Spludecast next week is going to be the third annual State of the Union podcast. And man, I can't fucking wait to get into some shit. I can't wait to get into some shit. I'm sure there's going to be good stuff. There's going to be bad stuff. I can't fucking wait. And I can't believe that episode 100 of this show is almost upon us. Anyway, this is going to be episode 99. Arif Hussain. That's coming up right after what's been going on with me lately. Oh, man. I'm going to keep this short. To be honest, I got to get in there and I got to pick Arif up. He lives about 25 minutes from here. And I don't have a lot of fucking time this week. But I got to get this uploaded and scheduled for tomorrow morning's release. Like I said, it's Wednesday night. My back is up a fucking against it here this week. Anyway, man, what's been going on with me lately? What did I do? Oh, Friday night, we had a staff barbecue out at the boss's house, Mr. Jeff Murray. Good goddamn time. I unfortunately couldn't stay as long as I had wanted to. I had to head over to my friend #DeSewell's house and pick up his boat that he was going to lend me to take my son fishing. Man, my son came to me about this time last week and said, "Hey, Dad, what are you doing Saturday?" I said, nothing. He said, "Why don't we go fishing?" Man, this, it fucking blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. I've talked about it on here before. Since the boy has started high school here, he's he's all but forgetting about old Dad. I mean, we still hang out at night and stuff like that, but, his weekend plans have been mostly with friends and of course, his girlfriend, young Maddie. And so, yeah, it's, man, it fucking shocked me. And of course, I jumped all over that opportunity. We loaded up the boat Saturday morning. We were on the water by, 7:30. And man, what a great fucking day. Hot as hell. My Christ, was it fucking hot out there. And was hot right away. Started getting hot right at 8 o'clock, man. It was absolutely disgusting. I caught 2 perch. That's it. 2 little fucking keychain perch. I think we fished probably close to 7 hours. And that's all I came out of her with. But my boy came out of it with dinner. He caught us some fucking dinner. Man, first he caught a smallmouth bass, and he caught a decent pickerel. He caught another smallmouth bass. He was catching perch left, right, and center. Great fucking day. Now listen, I wasn't out there. Normally when I go fishing, it's with my buddy #the Soul. And make no mistake about it, it's a fucking competition. Much like everything I do, fishing is also a competition, and I usually come out on top. Certainly when I'm out with my son. Not a competition, man. I could not have been happier that I caught fuck all, and he caught all these great quality fish. Super happy. He had a fucking ball. Man, it was so hot. We came off the water about 2:30. We went to Dairy Queen, grabbed some lunch, and came home, and the boy and I both fucking crashed out for the fucking night at 6 p.m. We slept right through till 9 a.m. Sunday morning. I had to get up at 9, and anyway, great fucking day fishing with the boy. Really special day. Meant a lot to me, man. It was a great fucking time. I can't wait till he asks me again. Sunday, got up around 9 o'clock. Started going over my script. We were filming Hard Times at the Market Square. Great day of fucking filming, man. A lot of great people around. Some cool scenes, interesting writing. Just had a fucking ball, man. I got to give a shout out to John Scove Nielsen, local comic here. He was in this episode that we filmed on Sunday as a kidnapper. Man, no experience acting, very little experience even in stand-up comedy. We'll talk more about that with John. He's going to come on here, I believe, next week. Week after. I got him booked for August 6th. That should be released, I believe, August 9th. We'll find out how long he's been doing comedy. But anyway, very new to acting, semi-new to comedy itself. And he came up with this great fucking character, man. Did a great job acting. Really cool to see, man, these people who are, no experience at all get on this fucking show and nail their characters right away. A lot of fun working with John Scove Nielsen this past Sunday. Just, man, I have a fucking ball shooting Hard Times, hanging out with Adam Landry, Jim Hovey, Ian Esty, of course, Matt Copeland. The very pregnant Sarah Copeland was also in attendance. Who else was kicking around there? A lot of fucking cool people kicking around there, man. And yeah, it was another awesome day on the set of Hard Times. Can't wait for this fucking season 2 to be released, man. I am fucking super excited. I've seen a few clips here and there, rough edits kind of thing. Looks absolutely fucking hilarious, man. I'm happy with my acting lately. It's really coming along. So yeah, real excited about Hard Times. Hope you guys all tune in when season 2 finally drops. If you haven't seen season 1 yet, go to YouTube, type in Hard Times Welfare Day, subscribe to Hard Times, watch the first season. There's 6 episodes. It's rough in spots. The acting is rough in spots. The editing is rough in spots, both video and audio. It's rough, man. It's a first fucking go for a crew that's, new at this kind of thing. So check it out and get ready for season 2 because it's going to be dynamite. And I predict that season 2 is going to blow season 1 right out of the fucking water. I am excited to see it. What else can I tell you? I'll tell you, all I can tell you right now is that it is hot as fuck in St. John, New Brunswick. We're locked in a fucking heat wave today. No exception. You know, woke up this morning and I grabbed my fucking jacket. It was foggy. It was overcast. It was chilly. And I was super excited. Man, we got a break in this fucking weather. And it did not go that way, man. As soon as that fog burned off this morning, it was hot as fucking balls again. I am not built for this heat. I fucking hate it. I hate the heat. Now you hear all these people, oh, I'm going to Florida. I'm going here. I'm going south, going there. Fuck that noise. There's no way I would ever go somewhere hot and muggy and humid like fucking Florida. No, thank you. Not interested. I would rather take my vacation in fucking Alaska. No fooling, man. I'm a creature of the cold. I hate this shit. I harp about it every fucking week. I'm sick of the fucking heat already. We're not even out of July. I got a weekend coming up. I got my buddy Matt Connell, co-host of the Scrapcast. He's getting married. He and Shelby are tying the big old fucking knot there Saturday somewhere. I don't know where the fuck it is. Somewhere outside of, somewhere between St. George and St. Andrews. I'm going to drive down there. Likely spend a couple hours down there. Definitely stay for the ceremony and maybe stay an hour or two at the reception and then bugger back because there is a big UFC card on Saturday night. I'll be checking that out. Other than that, no huge plans for this weekend. Although, oh shit, I just remembered. I'm kind of planning on taking in a couple shows this week. I want to get out to Chuckles this weekend. I want to get out to Yucks this weekend. I just want to have a look at the comedy scene, see what's going on before I jump into my State of the Union. No, I haven't been going out to many shows. Sure haven't been performing. But, yeah, I'm a little bit out of the loop. I feel a little guilty heading into this State of the Union when I don't really know what kind of state the fucking union is in. But I got shit to say. That's not gonna fucking stop me. Nothing ever has. All I got to do is fire up this microphone and my mouth goes on fucking autopilot and not a goddamn thing can fucking stop it once it gets fucking started. Fuck, am I worked up, man. I can't wait to sit down with Arif Hussain. I'm going to go pick him up right now. Through the magic of the internet, you guys will hear that interview toot fucking sweet. Here it is, episode 99 of the Spludecast with my very good friend, Arif Hussain. You know what to do, right? You know what to do. You pull that fucking recoil and drive her right into you. I'm having illusions, all this confusion driving me mad inside. I'm having illusions, all this confusion fucking me up in my mind. I'm having illusions, all this confusion driving me mad inside. I'm having illusions, all this confusion fucking me up in my mind. Motherfuckers be driving me up the walls, hoping that I fall, but they can hit my balls. Straight jacket, stop it.
It's very
The fuck are you laughing at? Don't come on my podcast and start fucking laughing.
It's very Howard Stern in the 80s. You just begin with a burp.
First of all, I'm a little insulted, Arif. I mean, this is not your first visit to the new Spludecast Studios. This is your second visit. Now, on your first visit, I didn't have the big decal back there behind you. You walked in here, didn't sell it at all, didn't even fucking mention it.
What do you mean?
Do you know how much that fucking cost me, Arif?
Why are you always shouting at me? Was it not there before?
It was no, Jesus fucking. I fucking. I'm so glad. Hey, Ron Anthony, thanks for canceling on me tonight.
Who's Ron Anthony?
He's the guy I was going to have on the fucking podcast.
Oh,
But you ended up being my silver
you
medal. So thank you,
Did you
Arif.
just-
I appreciate it.
Who's Ron Anthony? Is he a comic?
I don't think I can tell you.
Criminal.
I don't think I can tell you.
Oh no.
You're just going to have to stay tuned and find out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's. Is he on the rum? Is he on the lamb?
He's not on the lamb, but he could not make it.
Where
tonight.
did that come from? On the lamb?
On the lamb?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's an acronym. Maybe it stands for
Is it lamb?
land, air, and moon. They're
I
just
always thought it was the lamb. L-A-M-B.
no. It's the lamb. Lamb. Lamb.
Is it
lamb.
an acronym for?
Yeah, he's
land?
not on the lamb. Gee, you and your fucking people, you just can't wait to jump on a fucking goat or a lamb or. Oh, he's on the lamb out there.
Or yes.
No, that's a goat. He's fucking.
Oh yes, he's on the lamb. What is Abdul doing? He's on the lamb.
He's
bro.
on the lamb. He's been on the lamb all fucking night.
Oh, he's outside, you mean? No, he is a fucking a lamb.
Yeah, he's fucking
It
a
is
lamb.
quite literally fucking a
Yeah,
lamb.
yeah. He's not wanted by the police, but he's gonna be after being on the lamb.
No way, dude.
This is weak.
This lamb
a
is
weak opening.
beautiful.
Now, Arif, when I first picked you up, you mentioned that you know it seems unlikely now you're getting this big managerial promotion here at work. You want to
Dude,
share with
I
me? What,
mean-
I mean, is that even legal for you to do? Like, can you speak about it on a public forum without maybe having consequences?
I mean, it'll come as no surprise to you, Mark. Or it'll come as maybe a big surprise.
My name that you just called me came as a bit of a surprise. The fuck
I
was
feel
that?
these are
No
all
L
very-
in my name.
These are all very disparaging comments about my ethnicity.
What is going to come as a
But
surprise?
be that
to
as
me?
may,
Please surprise me.
I have that at certain times I have issues with maintaining my temper
Right.
and
Right. Isn't this something that you accuse me of quite
Yeah.
often?
yeah,
Right.
accurately.
Yeah.
Accurately.
Yeah.
Precisely.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
We're working.
I'm working on it. I am genuinely trying.
All right. Let's hear about you falling off
So
the
I spent
anger wagon
I
here.
spent 6 hours with these two people. What are you doing?
Just moving it away from you just a little bit. Don't have
All
your
right.
mouth right on it, Arif. This right here.
Doing a little Andrew Dice Clay,
yeah,
just
you're
fucking
perfect
blowing
right there.
blowing the mic. He's coming back, you know.
Okay, focus.
Oh,
Arif. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, he's doing a tour with Jay Okerson.
Yeah.
Him
He's
and
been
Jay-
back for a long time, Arif.
No, but he's doing tours.
Right.
It's the first time he's touring. He's touring with
Yeah,
Jay
I guess.
Okerson.
Well, he had a fucking full-time room in Vegas for like the last 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. He's been back in comedy a long time. Fuck, I think it's been almost 5 years, I'd say.
Oh, right, because he did that Conan set, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's been back for
The
a while.
Tonight Show set. Sorry, that's when he did it. Is he still doing the Hickory Dickory Dock?
It's all new
that's it?
material.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't heard any of it,
interesting.
but
I wonder what he sounds like now.
yeah, it'd be interesting.
So I spent
There's nothing online that you can watch of his new stuff.
There's that one Tonight Show set.
Right, but I mean, there's no like full set you can watch what he's doing for an hour or anything like that.
No, I don't think he would. I think in the sort of era of sort of woke comedy, I think I think he'd be an
Woke
outlier.
comedy.
But he, so I spend honestly, man, 8 hours with this guy who. So the way that my job works is that I have
What do you fucking do? First of all, what do you do?
I'm in IT, right? So
You're
I
in
work,
IT. That's a broad fucking spectrum.
yeah, I work with phones. I work with setting up VoIP phones,
Yeah.
right?
VoIP.
Yeah, they
The
basically
fuck is a VoIP?
internet phones. Basically, phones that connect up to the internet and they connect up to your
All right.
computer.
Yeah, we have the VoIP phones at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they, and in certain times I also have to. I work with wireless phones.
Right.
You know, and sometimes what you have to do is you have to help them out with the setup of these phones.
Right.
Some of these phones are really old, so I'll be honest. I don't know shit about them, right? Because I have to look that shit up immediately as I get called into doing.
So you're just
something.
Googling for people.
Sometimes
You're just a Google middleman.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I'll admit it. I know very little about IT. I know close to nothing about everything. I know about IT comes from a Google search. Anything you want to learn about IT is just one Google search.
Well, you don't even own a fucking phone, first of all.
I do not. No. So I spend just 8 hours with this guy, just screaming at me, losing his mind.
A customer or
yeah, this guy.
In person or
no, just on a conference call,
right.
demanding that I stay on the phone. I tell him that listen, all of this is billable, because we have to charge you for things. You are not gonna charge, blah blah. You are not gonna stupid charge, and it's all. And the worst part about it is that I'm an Indian, and the thing is that when the other part, the other people know that I'm Indian, they somehow. The guy that I'm working with is Indian as well,
right?
And he is just fucking berating the whole time, right? And I'm just eating it the whole time. Okay.
He's berating you?
Yeah, you need to fix it right now. Get the manager. Give me a fucking manager.
In front of this customer?
Yeah, well.
On the conference call?
Yeah, right? Who the hell? And so the whole time. So anyway, so it goes around the whole weekend. I'm working with this fucking idiot. And this tool. So, and finally fix it. Right? And then he just sends me this email that says, what's the password? Right? And I tell him, well, the password was the password what we had already set. It was the default. I told you what the default was.
Right.
And I said this in an email. I said that, and the whole thing, after I fixed it, he said, thanks a million, buddy. Everything's great. And everything's working fine.
Right.
Thanks. The whole team has worked great. And then he says, oh, what's the password? And he keeps sending me 3-4 emails in the span of 24 hours. And then I was like, what do you mean what the password? The password's the thing that I told you what it was.
Right.
On the call. It was the thing that is on the box. So look at the box and that's the password.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, why did you have to be so rude about it?
Oh, boy.
And so
because
then
I'm sick of you, motherfucker.
And
that's why I'm fucking sick of you.
Hi, God. I mean, I have no temper control. And as I got called in, and they said, "Oh, well, you need to have, we were thinking about you for management position."
No.
And you,
What? Oh, first of all, let's start now. Before we go any further, I just want to, in this fella's defense, okay. And I know, you're Indian, but you're living in St. John. It's not like you're over there, in some fucking weird call center, right? You're here. You're in North America, but your people have really fucked our people over on the phones.
Yeah, but now they get
you got to understand there's a history there, and it's unfortunate that you're a victim of that history. But
I'm not a victim about that. I mean, I don't think I'm a victim I'm a victim of my own anger, I think.
Yeah, no, but it's a stereotype, right? Like anytime I'm calling any place for help and there's fucking Indian on the other line.
Yeah.
First of all, usually their English is nowhere near as good as yours. Their spelling might be better. But their English is not anywhere, and it's tough dealing with someone who can hardly speak the fucking language.
Oh yeah,
and that's where the frustration comes in, especially in this area where it's super racist. Like New Brunswick is
it's not
super fucking racist.
It's not. I don't think so. New Brunswick is racist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I mean. Who are you comparing it to, I suppose?
I guess.
I've never been anywhere else. The largest community of Indians in the South is in Texas and Louisiana.
Right.
In Kentucky, there's a huge Indian community. Kentucky. Yeah.
Shout out to my Kentucky listeners.
Yeah, what if it'd be hilarious if all of your Kentucky listeners are all Indian?
Yeah. Maybe they are. And they only tune in when you're on here.
Oh yes, I love.
Oh, that Arif, I love him. He's a comedian in St. John, New Brunswick.
Oh, that angry man, Mark. I'm loving his stories about the shooting and the deer blind.
Who doesn't fucking love me, right?
It's only Indians, like all of the Louisiana, like the proper Confederate flag holding people are like, who is this fucking moron?
I don't know, but them Indians, they fucking love this guy.
Shut that fucking Mark Splude up.
There must be a bunch in Panorama City, too.
But yeah, no,
okay,
I don't think it's...
so they pull you in the office,
yeah,
and they say, oh, by the way,
yeah,
maybe we should have told you this beforehand, so then you could have conducted yourself in
I
a
had no
manner
idea.
that maybe, maybe you would have acted differently if you knew that was, on the fucking line,
Yeah.
right? This management.
Partially, I was getting also angry at him because I mean, this is an Indian sending an Indian. So this was, Indian on Indian crime, as they say.
brown crime. Yeah. Sure.
I don't know who the perpetrator or the victim was. He definitely, certainly felt like a victim. He sent a personal email, and the email is hilarious.
He sent you a personal email?
Oh, the whatever management or
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Not to you
Say,
personally.
No.
Okay, all right.
Your engineer, your engineer, Arif, whatever name, I don't know. He come phone on and not speaking nice, and too much.
He come phone on, not speaking nice.
And I don't know. Sometimes he is saying thing to customer and saying thing to me, not good. He is being. You should have nice. You should have. You should have nice manner when talking.
You know what I love? You know what I love? I love it that you are so mad about this fucking email that you're just tearing this guy down, and you remember exactly the way he fucked up every sentence. I love it.
That's hilarious.
I love
He's
it.
writing an irate email for
Right.
them to, because he's just like,
Imagine the laugh they had reading that email. They read it out loud a bunch of fucking times in the room.
dude,
right?
he didn't bother to spell
Not
check.
nice things.
He didn't bother to put grammar. He did bother to put highlighting and bold and put
Come on.
italics, like my name in 15-point format, like as though the people are like, oh shit, we wouldn't see his name in regular
Yeah,
12
unless it was
point.
that big, yeah.
That's
fucking hilarious, dude. Okay, so they bring you in and say, hey, we were considering you.
No, they said, they put
management,
it, it's corporate, so they have to be very diplomatic. They said, oh, we have to talk to you about this. We don't know how much of there's going to be punitive action. You are going to have to you're going to have to take a course. So I have to go to
sensitivity training.
Yes, I have to go to
Yes.
because I wrote an email.
I'm gonna get Chaos to draw me Arif in a sensitivity training class room.
Oh man,
I can't wait.
The
I'll send you the drawing.
Think of the customers like your friends. They're really your friends.
Talk to her like she's your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always some sort of cheery blonde with a lot, like a 40-year-old
Yeah.
blonde who's a little bit
That
like,
never has to deal with these fucking mental mongrels.
Yeah, she was a little, she was kind of hot in high school,
Yeah.
and sort of now she's a little bit aging. She's sort of 45. She's just still wearing stilettos.
Sure.
Arif
is still interested.
Big, yeah, of course.
sure.
Big red lipsticks,
Yeah.
and she's got like that bouffant kind of hair, like puffed up kind
What
of
about
hair.
titties? What do we got for titties?
Little bit droopy, like maybe like a C cup,
C
but
cup
it's
droop.
held up.
Sure, yeah,
held up.
push-up
She's not.
bra, yeah.
She's not with the. She's not the kind of. She's got an old school name like a Candace.
Okay. Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
That's
I
all.
don't know if Candace is an old school name. I was thinking more like Gladys.
No, Gladys is a little too old, dude.
Okay,
You're thinking
alright.
that's like Golden Girls old. This is.
Gold school.
That's right.
gold school.
But this is, that's always the any kind of sensitivity training is always hi.
Yeah, it's all very
It
positive.
always begins.
Sure.
But everyone who's insensitive, who's been forced to take sensitivity training, is just like they're these are just mongrels. These are mongoloids who've done something. These are basically criminals for as far as corporations go.
Right.
This is about as close for. And this is the worst thing. I mean, the secret thing about corporations that no one knows is that the thing that they are most afraid of is someone saying a bad thing.
Sure.
Someone, oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you just say something mean? Oh, don't please love me.
Right.
Please love me. Every corporation is a
look on
14-year-old
your
girl
face.
in a high school.
Right.
No, don't look at me.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. Just
They
wearing
said my burgers are bad for you.
just wearing a giant hoodie, and extra eye makeup. Don't look at me. No. Please. I said, what are you
Why does it
you're
have to be a
grown
female, man?
men.
You are such a fucking misogynist, dude. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
it's a problem.
It is a fucking problem, dude. You're
was like-
supposed to be a feminist in this day and age.
But these are grown men who are just like, oh, we need to have a meeting. What happened? Guy sent an email. What does the email say, guys?
Oh, wait till you hear what it
he
said.
He said he was rude. He was rude. I don't know what are we gonna do about this, guys? I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna handle this.
Well, we're definitely not going to promote him.
I mean, a guy said he was rude. Yeah, definitely. I mean, what do we do? I think we should just kill him.
Yeah.
Should we just kill
Sure,
him?
yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like the right thing to do.
Can't we just fire him? Nope, it's not enough.
No. We have to,
He's got to suffer.
Yeah. Not only will we fire him, then we'll send him to sensitivity training.
Now, if you you're a well-educated guy.
I'm okay.
Yeah, you can't spell torture, but that's besides the point.
T-U-R-E?
I don't even know what that. T-O-R-T-O-R-E?
T-O-R-T-U-R-E, right?
Yes.
How do I spell it?
C-H.
Oh,
Yeah, because you're a fucking dummy. And I don't think I have to point out how ironic it is that I have a grade 7 education, and I am the one who has to constantly correct you.
You can have. I tell you what. You can have all of my credentials.
I don't want them. I don't need them. Clearly, I don't fucking need them. No, they don't.
You don't need it.
Clearly,
you don't need them.
I'm way smarter than you.
You can have it.
Yes.
Smart doesn't mean anything to me anymore.
Right.
Literally, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it means
listen,
zero.
That's the siren song of the fucking dummies. So no,
It means zero.
I don't want to be smart. I could be smart if I wanted to be.
Well, I mean,
just don't care about it.
I've never had an IQ test, so I don't really. It doesn't matter. I mean, I read as much
You were
as
a professor at the fucking university, Arif.
I was an instructor. Professors are tenured.
Yeah, but you say prof.
Huh?
You've said prof to me. You've
No.
actually short formed it to
Yeah, I've
prof.
said prof. Yeah, no,
And
I was the dean of the
By the way,
program.
I had no
actually.
fucking idea what you were talking about. I was a prof, man. A prof at the uni. Prof at the uni. I'm a prof at the uni. What the
I never
fuck?
said-
You stop
I think you
speaking fucking Indianese around me. There'd be English over here, God damn it.
Misremembering.
Prof at the uni. Prof at the uni.
That's right.
So, no, but my point is, though, let's get off the fact that, I'm a much better speller than you are.
Yep.
Why do you put up with this fucking bullshit at work? Like, you've got an education. Like, why are you putting up with this shit? Go fucking work somewhere else.
Let's try.
What do you mean you try? You've been putting out resumes and stuff?
No, they listen to my appearances with you on the Spludecast, and they listen to all my misogynist material.
Not a good look.
And they're like,
Yeah.
nah. I'm sorry.
You better go fix that phone, bud.
Mr. Hussain, your resume looks fine. We just have one more thing. Could we just play that audio clip? One second, what?
Of
Audio
the fucking,
clip.
of the drone strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At minute 2, you talked about fucking a goat.
Were you on the lamb?
Yes, you found a lot of. We cannot possibly consider you for this
No,
position.
but serious question. Why don't you look around, man? Life's too short to be putting up with bullshit like that at work. Trust me, I just spent a long fucking time working a job that I fucking hate. Life is too short to put up with that shit. Why aren't you looking around? What's holding you back?
Huh?
What's holding you back? You just
Laziness.
fear of change? Is it
Yeah,
really lazy?
yeah.
Is it laziness or is it fear?
Fear, probably. Change. Probably.
Yeah. We
All
all
of those
suffer
things.
that, right? We all suffer that. I like to say that. I don't like to say that I embrace change.
No.
But it's not true. It's not true. We all fear change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just lazy, I guess.
Yeah.
I look at.
You should though, man. You don't seem happy there. And it is possible to be happy at work.
No.
I
agree. I mean, I think that in my regular life, I've managed to I choose to do only the things that make me happy.
Right.
And
But you're
not
still
to do the things that make me unhappy.
But you're also still quick to anger in your personal life too.
I am, but that's not got anything to do with my work. I think that's got something that happened before I went to work here, and that happened when I was a kid too, right?
Right.
So just tearing down posters. Fuck you, mom. Fuck you, dad. Oh, all right.
Because
So,
I remember
all
a
right.
story that you told me about after the podcast we did there, that live one, that how angry you were with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a problem, dude.
Sure.
It's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Angry at you, and
You
then
forgive me now?
There's no forgiveness. There's nothing.
There's
nothing
no
to forgive.
forgiveness. Jesus, that's harsh, bud.
There's nothing to forgive.
There's no reason for forgive. Yeah, I see.
There's nothing to forgive. There's
Well, I
no,
forgive
there's
you.
No yeah, okay. All right. I'm real Zen RF, dude. You caught me on
Right.
a long day. Hey,
Yeah.
brother, put on.
See, I thought when you
bring
said
out the
you got
fucking lava lamp,
yeah,
dude.
this is bullshit. I thought you were gonna be
Yeah.
all fucking riled up. You had a bad day at work. Let's fucking get RF out here.
No, dude.
This is bullshit.
This is,
Don't-
this is
don't worry.
groovy, man.
Don't worry. My stick can fucking hit your ribs from here. and I'm going to poke you a few
please.
times. Now,
Huh?
listen, speaking of great times, let's talk about the fucking R bar this past Saturday night. I am intrigued. I heard just a couple rumblings about what happened.
Oh, yeah.
So John was out of town, so you were hosting.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the last time that happened, that might have, like, it was a fucking dynamite show. The last time that happened.
Well, I
Remember?
definitely certainly made up for it this time.
Oh, good.
And,
No, that's good. You want to
completely
even out the balance.
Drove it to the ground.
Right.
I mean, it was mostly populated by comedians who were supposed to be on the show.
Yeah.
A few comics, about 7 comics, and the one sort of clueless 30-something couple who clearly
Just
were
happened to be there.
clearly newly dating,
Sure.
you know,
New to the R bar, at least to the comedy at R bar.
at the comedy at the Arba. They
Right.
thought that they could sort of walk in and maybe sing some ABBA or, you know,
Sure.
because they just like to be a little bit retro.
Sweet Caroline.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe they, you know, if they want to be a little bit more retro, they'll try to go like Ace of Base or something like that.
I was thinking Cyndi Lauper, but yeah.
I saw the sign, you know, that's a
Yeah.
little bit more, you
All
know.
that you want
Yeah.
is another baby.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
gone. Now, full disclosure, I do love that Ace of Base album.
Is it- you
Their
know-
first album, when I first signed up for boxing, that's it must have been my trainer's favorite album. And, you know, it was good for rhythm, for boxing, moving around the gym and stuff. But he played it non-fucking stop. And it's in my brain. I love it now.
Mark,
If I hear those songs now, I'm like, yes.
I am going to quote someone. I'm going to quote Jerry Seinfeld when he was talking to Alec Baldwin about.
What's the deal with all your brothers?
He said, you know, every once in a while, you're one of the most masculine men I know.
Right.
But every now and then,
I'm a
there's
fag,
just a
yeah.
ribbon
Of fag. It's just a red
of gay
satin ribbon of
just-
fucking faggotry. I know
all
what
of a
you're
sudden,
saying.
out of-
It comes back
out
to
of
balance
nowhere.
again, Arf. It's all about that balance, right? You got to have the manliness and the faggotry. It's all got to be
River
you know.
dance. I have never met a
River dance, yeah.
I mean,
You ever
that is
see it
about
live?
the
You ever
gayest
see it
thing.
live?
No, I've seen it. I cannot watch people in leotards.
Right.
Fucking doing river
Dude,
dance.
hey, listen,
I can't.
I got to stop you. We're not just talking about people in leotards, okay? We're talking about half the people that you would fucking kill to see in a set of leotards. You know, this is not, you know, no offense. This is not Mandy Lynn Donovan in a fucking leotard, okay? These are fucking, you know, 20-year-old smoke shows.
You don't have to defend. Listen, dude, I'm.
You made a strong
100%.
accusation about my
it's
manhood
not an
here.
No, it's not an accusation. Why do you think everything?
Why'd you
is
just
that-
call it a accusation?
Because it's an accusation
are
that you make to
tripping
a
all
man.
over the
It's
fucking
a man accusation.
Man accusation.
What is this? You
The
can't
world
make
is
an
full-
accusation. You gotta make a man accusation. I ain't no fucking
Me
woman.
too. Me too. All these man accusations. Yeah, I enjoyed Riverdance very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And maybe it's okay that I enjoyed it
There's
because
nothing-
my wife really enjoyed it. Maybe that's okay.
maybe that's okay.
Maybe
man.
that's okay.
I read poetry and I read philosophy.
Maybe that
The most
doesn't
of
make
the-
me a fag, you know?
I never said that. I don't care even if you were gay, dude.
I keep trying to get some negative feedback on this show
Huh?
by like just constantly using the word fag and retard and all the words you're
all
not
of the-
supposed to. I'm gonna have to go to the fucking N word here soon.
All of the
You know,
big-
I'm gonna have to. It's getting. I gotta
what
get
happened
drastic.
to Roseanne, man?
Yeah.
No, remember what happened to Roseanne?
Yeah.
Then you'll have to make a video of
Jesus.
her
How
smoking,
fucking-
smoking in the. Did you see? I didn't know the pig was black.
That was another load of fucking horseshit. Can we just please leave the fucking celebrities alone for Christ's sakes?
Leave Roseanne alone. I didn't know.
She didn't even say anything offensive.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately, she didn't say anything funny either.
yeah, she doesn't.
And that was the most offensive part of it.
Yeah,
It
she
wasn't
doesn't.
funny.
Lady doesn't know what the hell. I mean, I think, yeah.
Did you hear what they're doing though? They're going to they're doing the show anyway. It's just going to be called the Connors.
That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
gonna go well.
All record numbers they're going to get there. Yeah, record low. No one gives a fuck?
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah.
about sitcoms
The reason it
anymore.
wasn't called Dan to begin with, you know?
John Goodman's funny, man. I
Oh,
don't
John
know,
Goodman's funny, and he
but
is,
it's the
man,
writers.
some of my favorite moments in television, you know, growing up, were watching Dan Connor.
Yeah.
You know, he was hilarious.
But
man.
you need kind of both.
But you need
for them.
Rosie. You can't. He's got nothing to
can't.
fucking play off.
He's the straight man there.
What's he gonna do? Fucking bounce jokes off of fucking Jackie, the sister?
No, he just turns
Come
on. He's just gonna turn on an Alex Jones feed every time he needs.
This
some
world's gotta
material.
chill the fuck out, Arif. Don't you think we gotta chill the
No,
fuck out?
no,
You know?
stop making man
Why are we so fucking worried about what everybody's doing and saying? Why are we so fucking worried about it?
Well, yeah.
I didn't like that. I'm wrecking their life. That's it. Let's go. Who's with me? Everybody's with you.
Yeah.
It's fucking mob mentality and tear everybody down, you know?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. If you made that fucking tweet, nobody would have fucking cared.
I mean,
That's
kinda
how
very
that's how
hurtful.
little you mean on this planet. Nobody would have cared.
What if my mom would have
Nobody
liked
would have
it?
seen it.
Oh, genuinely.
I don't know. It's crazy, man. The world's got to chill the fuck out. You know, my hope is that, I mean, at least in this country, we're legalizing marijuana. That's gonna chill the country fucking right out.
Yes, that's gonna
And I
happen.
think the world should follow suit. You know.
I mean, some of it is.
What do you think about that? So now, like, you don't partake in the cannabis
No.
at all.
No.
Do you think that'll change if it becomes legal and becomes more
No.
more mainstream?
No,
You don't
it's
think
a
so?
more
Well,
like
you
a-
take the alcohol though.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Other than alcohol is pure evil and you can die from it and you can't from cannabis. What's the difference in your mind?
It's a personal.
Is it the stigma or it's just you don't like the feeling?
No, I don't like the feeling of it.
Right.
I like the feeling of booze. I mean, I've talked to John about at some point if there was if we could engineer some sort of, not engineer, sort of plan a day.
Engineer.
You, me,
Engineer.
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 If we could just engineer
Talk bad
together.
people.
You know, a day where, you know, we go out into the woods, maybe like a camp or a cottage or something, you, me, and John, and, you know, if we could do it in a controlled setting
Yeah, shoot
where
some
nothing goes wrong,
Shoot some guns.
maybe shoot some guns. But I was thinking more like, you know, do some shrooms maybe. I'd be open to that.
Jesus.
Or something like that, you know.
I haven't
'cause-
done shrooms.
or
since-
something controlled, you know, like even
Yeah,
maybe
nature is the best way for any psychedelic anyway.
Yeah, like a
Cannabis and
psychedelics.
nature go fucking hand in hand. It's the best time and place to do it because it eliminates the paranoia. You know, I use cannabis every night, and every night it's no different, right? As soon as it hits me, I get paranoid.
Yeah.
Is someone gonna knock on the door? Is someone gonna call my phone? Is someone gonna peek in the window? Like, yeah, I'm just fucking paranoid. Which I love that feeling. That's why I do it.
Yeah.
But being in nature eliminates a lot of that paranoia, you know.
I've heard
Out
about-
there, your only paranoia is, you know, what was that noise? Is that a fucking bear? Like, what is it?
I heard this guy called Michael Pollan, who's this sort of 60-year-old psychologist, talk about how on a number of his patients, because it's sort of there's like a dip. This is not going to be very funny, so maybe you should, whoever's listening,
Tune
just
out. Yeah, just
tune out.
shudder
Fast forward.
down.
Just fast forward. Just tune out. Listen to something else. I don't know why you're listening.
Plus 15. Plus 15.
And you know what the problem is? The fucking problem is, holy shit, when is this ending? Fuck yours! What the hell?
So, what did he say?
Well, he said that he's that, you know, older man,
Right.
right? He said, you know, I lived through the 60s. I never did. What the hell?
Oh, that
Just
picked
farting
up.
and
That picked up.
screaming the N-word for no reason. So he said that, you know, I lived through the 60s and I never did any drugs or anything like that. And as a therapist, you come across a lot of people, you know, who have this like a severe amount of depression or anxiety and things like that.
Sure.
And it's in its clinical trials right now, and they think that they're doing this thing called DMT therapy,
Yeah.
which is
They're
essentially
doing MDMA therapy.
and
they're
he
doing
he
DMT,
explained it
mushrooms.
quite well. He said that, you know, if you think of your mind as some people who are locked in a depression or a sort of terrible state, if you can think of yourself as just like in a prison that you just simply can't get out of. It's your sort of solitary confinement. You
Right.
feel like you just cannot get out of it. What happens, even though like things like acid or mushroom, they don't they're not there to fix the problem. What it allows you to do, or what it allows the person to do, is to see that there is another way of seeing. So it basically opens a window.
Absolutely.
In that, if you're in that prison, too, you can at least look out and see, okay, there's another, it's possible to be another way. So they don't use it as a way to fix, because there's no real fix for anxiety. You just have to attempt to deal with it, or trying to understand it better.
Yeah.
Some medication, but yeah.
A lot of psychedelics people use it as a reset, right?
Yeah, kind of like that, and
I use it for that every night, man. It's a reset for me.
But
but stronger psychedelics like shrooms and MDMA and particularly DMT.
Yeah.
It's obviously
they do it in controlled settings. Like they
Of
have
course,
to they
clinical.
stress the fact that you have to make sure it's very controlled, and make sure that everything is, you're in a setting that you think is safe and okay, and around people who you think are okay and safe. So that's why I say,
Sure.
I'd definitely be open to that, because listening to him think about it.
Well, the nice thing about DMT is it wears off in under 10 minutes.
Oh, is it?
You
thought
I mean, you
what
take
is
a
the
hit
thing
of
that
acid
goes on
and
for a
you,
couple hours? Or...
you take a hit of acid and you're locked in until you're able to sleep maybe 8-10 hours later. You're still hallucinating for hours, uncontrollably. DMT is a very fast experience. It's under 10 minutes. It may even be under 7 minutes. I personally have never tried it. But an interesting thing, and you may find this kind of fucking stupid, and I was talking to Jamie about it. When I was 13, and, Jamie hates me telling these fucking stories and whatever, and it's kind of embarrassing, I guess. I don't get too embarrassed about it because I was a kid, When I was 13 years old, I spent the summer sniffing gas, Why are you laughing at me, Arif? Now, here I am bearing my soul to you, and you're sitting there with a Burger King fucking cup in your hand, laughing at me. You're a bully, Arif. You're a fucking bully. Anyway, I'm not going to finish the story. No, I'm not going to finish the fucking story! The show is over. Well, we made it 32 minutes. I got a 12-minute intro. I think we're good for the week, really. State of the Union next week. Fucking asshole. Anyway, if you can control yourself for 1 fucking second, I'll finish.
Sorry.
So I did, but anyway, so there's this artist, I can't remember his name, and Tyson Ardo's probably pulling his fucking hair out of his head because screaming his name at me right now. I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, he's well known for his DMT art, right? He does renderings of what he sees when he's on DMT.
Sure.
After his trip, he'll paint shit, depicting what he remembers from it. And I've heard a lot of people talk about DMT trips, Joe Rogan, other people. And to me, the art, the first time I saw the artwork, I thought, man, DMT must be very similar to sniffing gas, in the effect, because I saw similar things to what this guy was drawing, and I felt and experienced the same kind of things that I heard people say they experienced on DMT. It's interesting. There's got to be some sort of connection there because it's so close in experience,
Yeah, it's possible. I mean,
that's why I want to try DMT. I want to see if it is really close because I did, I probably sniffed gas maybe 100 times.
Okay.
So I remember what it was like. I want to try DMT for that. I just thought it was kind of interesting.
I think the thing is that, from what I understand, the trips that basically is everything that happens. You don't see things that are not in your brain. Do you know what I mean? Like
you're basically unconscious, right? Like DMT puts you down, much like the fuel puts you down.
Right. What I mean is that nothing that happens, nothing that you're seeing is outside of you. Right. What you're seeing is your.
It's internal.
Well, it's your ability. It's the how
what
they
if it's
explain
not
it.
though? What if it's not? Like, what if you're going to another plane of existence?
I don't think that's. But what?
Well, you don't think that, but it's.
Well, it's not.
You must recognize that it's possible.
No,
I don't think that
there's the only true thing that we have is consciousness, and there's nothing outside of consciousness is huge, and
Right.
we don't understand very little of it.
Yeah.
There are different
Almost none
levels
of
of consciousness.
Almost none of it.
Probably none of
Yeah.
it, but we understand a little bit of it. But what you might be seeing things within consciousness that are not available to you in your waking life.
Right.
Parts of your brain that you're not able to see, and that entire process of saying, okay, so there is that much of the problems of anxiety and depression are really at some level the ability to not see things clearly.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Not see things in a different way. That it is possible to see even ordinary mundane things like a leaf or staring at a tree with that, you would normally pass by every day and somehow see something interesting or beautiful in it.
Right.
Means that somehow at least that means that is just the limit of our ability to see.
I think
essentially, right?
I think you're I think you're right, but only when you're talking about something like shrooms or acid, because when it comes to DMT, you go down, you're out.
Sure.
You're not walking around looking at leaves. You're laying down and you're unconscious. But I mean, I guess you're unconscious, right? And that's what I mean. Like when you see things in that kind of state, like a DMT state, or for my experience, the gas state, I was out. I was laying on the ground, and it was just my mind, right? And I think when you're talking about acid and shrooms, I think you do notice things. Like I've noticed, I've stood at a sink on acid and just looked at all the droplets of water in the sink. I'd turn it on for a second, turn the faucet on for a second, turn it off, and then just get lost in the world of the water drops on the bottom of the fucking sink, because there's no other distractions. Like that strong a psychedelic eliminates all the other regular distractions in your life, which is why I think you notice things like that. You're hyper focused.
Right. It's almost never the quality of the object in almost everything that you do in our lives. It's almost never the quality of the object but it's always the quality of the attention that we pay to it, right? Like
That's right. Yeah.
There are people who do my job who can find a level of profundity that they don't, that I, for some reason, do not have access.
You can't see it there. Yeah.
And they are able to find that in that.
Maybe you should start doing acid at work.
That's the problem. Yo, dude.
Yeah.
This is fucking groovy,
Yeah.
man.
People on acid don't talk like that.
You
You know what they sound like? Let's get the fuck out of here. What's that guy looking at? What the fuck is Buzzy doing over there?
Whoa, dude.
Oh, it's Buzzy doing over there. Let's get the fuck out of here. I think it's interesting now that they're really using things like mushrooms and MDMA to combat PTSD and CTE and things like that. I think that's very interesting, man. I love it that they're doing that.
Yeah.
I love it that the medical society has gone, hey, maybe there is some fucking value in these things.
Yeah, so this 65-year-old guy, he said that I never
Right,
did.
sorry.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I
Long
never
way
did
around.
acid. No, it's related. But he said that I never did acid before, and I was like, let me do this. You know, the guy lived through.
He started at 65?
Well, he didn't. Like, he's not doing it actively, but he just said, if I'm going to do this thing, and if I'm going to attempt to prescribe it with my students or my patients,
Right.
then I should attempt.
I should do it
myself.
too, so I know what the fuck I'm talking
And he did it
about.
in a
Sure.
controlled setting, and
Right.
and
Like a controlled clinical setting?
No.
I'm not sure that's the best way to do acid.
No, he did it in a controlled sort of personal setting.
Right.
And then a controlled sort of clinical setting, just so that he could set the trials as well.
Sure.
And yeah, he said that. And what the more interesting thing is that the common misconception is that, a bad trip will fuck you up for the rest of your life, or it's the possibility
It
to
has
fuck
happened.
you. But the thing is that he found that it's not, that even a bad trip can be made. It's recoverable. Like, let's put it in this.
Oh, yeah. I've come out of some tailspins on acid.
Right, but
For sure.
Put it in this way: a bad trip, a bad psychedelic trip, is still the damage that's done from a bad psychedelic trip is still better than the damage that's done from a lifelong struggle with depression or anxiety, and the inability to see outside of that straight. Like, I mean, when you're locked in those, because I've been, I've been through bouts of depression. Some would say that maybe I'm going through one now. When they look at my face, or they look at my comedy.
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Hey, man, why are you upset?" I was like, "I'm not, dude. I'm just
Yeah.
eating a sandwich, just masturbating at work. What are you talking about?" There is mainly is the ability that they think that this is a part of who they are. Like this is ingrained in them, and that is it. They
And
were
there's no
born with
escape.
this, and there's
Yeah.
no escape.
Yeah.
This is a prison.
Some people love that depression blanket, dude.
Yeah, it's a
Some
warm.
people thrive
and-
in that depression.
Sure, I mean there are points where
But you're right. It's like you have to be able to let it go. You know, you're not trapped there. There are options. Right?
But from what I understand is that these people they're locked in a prison. They
Yep.
can't even. They don't even know that they don't even know that there's a possibility of a window.
Right.
You know, so you get out of it, snap out of it. Snap out of where? The fucking door is locked. I
Yeah.
don't see outside. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
this
Get
is my
out
world.
of it.
Yeah.
So that's what it sounds like to them, right? So that's why I think somehow it's, I guess, a little frustrating because they themselves don't see the possibility,
Yeah.
right? And the therapy is, or at least the use of it is to just sort of take a jackhammer and then, break break at least one part of that wall so you can see. So they have to
even
see.
if you can't get out, but you could see.
At least.
Like you said, the analogy with the window, right? You can at least see another world, more possibilities.
It's
options.
It's at least there. So
Yeah.
that's the.
I think it's important, man. I think it's important to. Anything at our disposal, like cannabis is becoming legal here.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be legal before the end of the year, but that stigma is going to remain. I believe it's going to remain for at least 3 generations before the stigma is completely gone, and it may never be completely gone. You know.
I don't know.
I think it's important that
funny.
that it's being legalized here, and I think it's important that they're doing these trials with MDMA and with mushrooms and acid and all these psychedelics. It's important, man, because they probably do have medicinal values.
I mean, at least that is the, like, people say that thing about, I was having this argument because I don't, maybe because I'm on the outside, I don't see it so much as I don't see this because I don't have the stigma, so I just assume no one else has it because I see so much of it. I see so much of people just
Of cannabis use
joints,
around and stuff, yeah.
like King Square first thing in the morning. I don't.
Sure.
Where is this?
Yeah, but
And-
if you go to a church, you go to some Catholic or Christian church on a Sunday morning, then you're going to find your stigma.
I mean, I suppose I don't, but
You
one of the
hang out with fucking degenerates, dude.
that's also true.
know-
I mostly hang out with myself, which is a whole group of
Yeah,
degenerates.
exactly. How many at this point?
How
many?
There's about 6.
Is it 22 and me like Sharon Epic, or is it?
Yeah, no, there's about 6 of them. One of them, one of these people who exists in my mirror went through the old text between him and his ex-girlfriend
Oh, boy.
from 8 years ago.
Oh, no.
And then,
Recently?
Recently? Went through his spent
Was this Friday
an
night?
entire
Arif? Is this
morning.
how you spent your last?
No,
Friday
it was a
night?
Tuesday. It was a Tuesday morning. I
Oh,
woke
okay.
up,
Right.
and one of these people decided to say, "You know what? You should look up the text between you and this broad."
Why would you save such? a thing?
And
You gotta let it go, dude.
And no, so I just went through and I did when the relationship broke up all the way till we were dirty texting in the middle, and then when she messaged me first,
How
text
long was
me.
this relationship?
Just a couple of months.
Just a couple months. Oh, okay. So you could go through that thread pretty quickly,
Yeah, took about an hour.
right? To go through the whole thing.
Yeah.
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 And you're just on an
The
emotional
dirty
roller
chunk was
coaster.
huge. The dirty chunk was huge.
Sure.
I spent a lot
nice.
of time on the dirty
Ooh.
chunk.
Give me an example.
Oh, I could still smell your one of mine was you know what?
Terrible yours. Jesus.
Oh,
all
from
right.
me. Oh.
No. I want to hear one from each side, please.
One of mine was I can still smell you on my face when you were
Fingers.
wearing
Oh.
on my when you were wearing my robe over me. She was sitting on my face.
Oh, nice. Wearing a robe, yeah.
Yeah, wearing my t-shirt.
You like that, eh? You like them sitting on your face. You
Yeah.
like that, yeah. You
It's
like to
big-
be dominated
Big
a little bit.
fan. Yep.
Yeah.
Hers was I can feel your hands all over me. Still feel your
It's not
hands
that
all over
dirty.
me.
It's
Yeah.
not dirty. Yours was way dirtier.
Yeah, I was like, I want to fucking jizz right your fucking hair, bitch. Days.
All right.
And so then this guy went through all of those texts.
Right.
Went,
This
spent
guy
an
being
hour.
you, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
This person,
Sure.
this degenerate, this
Yeah.
particular degenerate, then spent, couldn't wait to get off work so he could walk out and then go past where she worked.
Oh, no.
And in the hopes, stayed at a distance in the hopes that we would make eye contact.
Sure.
And, of
And?
course that never happened. Of
No.
course,
Does
'cause
she
you
still
know.
work there?
I don't know idea.
Right.
But yeah, that's one version of a
It's
guy.
a little dark, but.
Yeah. Then there was another version of the guy.
So how did that make you feel? Obviously, you were.
Lonely?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was lonely.
Yeah.
Definitely lonely, alone, and thought that it never. I told this to a friend of mine. She was, lady, and I was like, I was doing this. I was, it's like such a great difference between men and women. I tell this to you, and it's the reaction that I expect when I
Sure.
tell a story like this. Laughter,
Yeah.
you idiot.
Yeah,
It's funny.
bust your balls.
Exactly.
But I'm interested on a serious level too.
Yeah.
But I'm not letting you get away with
Obviously,
anything.
it's
Yes,
hilarious.
that's
It's
right.
idiotic. What
Yes,
kind
of
of
course.
a fucking
Yeah.
lunatic?
But I
does that?
appreciate you sharing it.
And she's like, oh.
Oh, poor guy. And I'm
And
thinking you're
my
fucking
first,
nuts.
my first
dude.
thought, what if I just put my entire fist down your throat?
You didn't want her sympathy?
I mean, just
Why'd you tell her?
I don't know. I was just I thought it was a funny story. It's so
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah. She
You know?
didn't laugh?
No,
Broke her heart.
you know.
Poor Arif.
Like I said, why'd you do it? Just like you said. What did you
Yeah.
do? I said, because I was lonely. Didn't think I was gonna have sex again. So,
Ever.
Yeah. I'm still 100% true. I've still not been convinced of the
That is going to happen again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll happen soon.
How long's it been?
Huh?
How
Couple
long's
of
it
months.
been? Yeah. A couple months. Well, that's fuck all,
No,
dude.
no. I'm
Jesus
being.
Christ.
Yeah, it's 5, 6, 7 months
7
probably.
months, yeah. That's a dry spell, but that's
7,
not a crazy dry
Well,
spell.
I mean, I'm sure it'll last a little bit longer. I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, when the girls hear this podcast, but I mean,
I think so. I
Clear
think
your
if they-
schedule.
Yeah. Oh my God!
Friday night? I'm booked.
He's lonely.
I want him to send me one of those texts.
God, he's so lonely.
I want to sit on his face. Broads, especially nowadays, they love dominating dudes. So, this might be. You may have a fucking sexual renaissance here
I
on
don't
your
think
hands.
so, but that might not happen. But it's unlikely. I think my comedy will put them away more than anything. I certainly sent away the only couple who walked into the R bar.
Oh, and
that
here we
night.
come back. I don't know how the fuck we got off on that branch, but anyways, we're back to the R Bar show.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you know what? Before we go any further,
Yeah.
so there were two non-comics at this show.
yeah.
Do you,
As in, there were a couple.
do you think it's
Yeah.
safe to say, man? Like, what's your like? Do you think comedy is just about dead here?
Listen, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no
I
understanding.
mean, it's
of the
peaks and
industry.
valleys. I'm not saying it's dead and it'll never come back, but it really seems like there's not.
I don't think that there's.
I don't think the audience is there for it.
the
anymore.
love. I don't think the love of listening to someone make an ass of themselves will ever go away. No matter what people say, that'll never go away. In my head, I don't think
But then why isn't the R Bar packed?
it's just the nature of what it is right now, of what the way people see stand up right
It's
now.
a valley right now.
Yeah.
It's a valley here,
Yeah.
right?
And it won't last.
Shows are dropping off like flies.
Dude, shows are dropping off in New York City. They had to close. The clubs in New York City are closing.
Right.
Forget about an open mic at the R Bar. If
Yeah, I
comedy
don't- I
clubs
don't-
in New
I
York
didn't
can't make
mean-
it, we can't make it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess I asked you if I thought you if you thought it was dead here. I meant like kind of overall. I think the appetite is.
I think there is a certain group of people who would like to see it, or there is a certain group of people who would like to see it die. But the problem
there's
is,
a large group of people that would like to see at least the kind of comedy that you and I appreciate.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of comedy on Netflix that I'm sure those kind of people love.
sure.
Right. But I mean, for us, I think you and I have kind of a similar taste in comedy.
Yeah.
I think the appetite for that is way down now, because people, everyone's just waiting and screaming to be fucking offended by something.
I think saying something like, I think comedy saying like comedy is going to die is like saying that sex is going to die because people
I just think humor is taking a major hit right now.
the thing is that
in general,
what you'll have to remember is that these people, yeah, you might get, yes, kick Louis off, kick Seinfeld off, take all of these people, throw them to the fringes so that they'll send them to Never Neverland where they'll never ever be heard from ever again by the mainstream.
They had their time.
I am completely
Time's
fine
up.
I'm fine with it, actually.
Time's up!
Yeah. Listen, I'm completely fine with if Louis is never seen by anyone I think that it's better that comedians are on the fringes rather at the center.
Absolutely.
I think that it was a big mistake for all of these comedians, Chris Rock, all of these comedians, even Chappelle, to be at the center of attention.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like when Chappelle's specials came out, I like it when he's doing it in the small stores.
Yeah,
I think comedy
Chappelle's
should be at the...
accountant would come on here and tell you to shut your fucking mouth.
He's right. He's right. I don't claim to know anything about the industry. This is just a personal...
No, yeah, for sure. If we're talking just the craft.
I enjoy it when
business.
I don't enjoy, I think if the mainstream is supposed to be, you have to toe the line when it comes to
Then
what you're supposed to
then comedy's
say.
not worth it.
Then yeah,
Then it's not worth it.
Then the comedy that I love is best left to the fringes. Then I think you should give the specials to whoever the Hannah Gatsby's or whoever. Go for it, man.
Who the fuck is Hannah Gatsby?
You don't know Nanette?
No.
All right, never mind.
I saw something about that in the Beef Wagon thread, but I didn't. I didn't pursue it.
Yeah, I don't.
Sounded
think
awful.
It's not my thing.
Right.
But
hey, what's
it's,
the story? Like a fucking radical feminist or
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So I mean,
SJW feminist.
I think it's sort of an intersectional feminist is the term that you would
yeah.
typically use.
All
but,
those people that should probably kill themselves. You mean?
I mean, I can't co-sign that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Well, I know you do secretly, so that's all right.
Yeah, I'll say it in Hindi.
Sure.
When you when we end the podcast.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous. All right,
But-
I don't know, man. It seems like
It can't die. It's like saying
no,
people
I know
having
it
sex
can't
will-
die.
yeah.
I know it can't die, but it really seems like it's in a valley right now.
It's in a valley for.
It's been screamed down into a valley, I think.
It's in a valley for the for people in the who consider, if you consider what is happening on, say, the mainstream as a indication of the talent of the pool of comedians that are actually working right now.
Right.
I mean, there is such amazing. I mean, as far as comics go, they're coming. They're crazy. Young comics, like people like Nick Mullen.
Well, the comedy's never been better.
Tim Dillon,
the comedy
Nick
has
Mullen,
never been
Jay
better.
Okerson, Kurt Matt, all these
Yeah.
guys, phenomenal. Like,
It's funny how you
Jay-
only named New York comics there. That's kind of
I mean, I only know those guys because I think that New York is
because
sort of
you
the
swing
sub of
off
it.
the nuts of the Big Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure there are lots of LA comics as well.
Sure,
but,
absolutely, of course.
So I don't think that there's a shortage of people who are willing
I don't
to
think the
step up.
craft. No, I don't think the craft is dying. Not at all. It never will. If anything, it's getting stronger. The type of comedy that we enjoy, there's much more of it now. But unfortunately, there's also way more of the comedy that we don't really like this fucking
Sure.
Nanette shit that you're talking about, right?
And I think that they should have it. They take it. To be honest, I don't think that Louis was great. I don't like it when he did those giant stadium kind of things.
Yeah.
I like the ones where no one knew about it. It felt like a personal relationship that I had with this
Right.
comic.
Yeah,
And
rather
it
than the
wasn't
fame
this-
and the celebrity of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, like I go into the like I watch these specials that I go into watch some of these comics when I went to go watch Norton and stuff like that. It's so weird because I was like, you're watching it and of course you want the best for this guy or whoever. But I look around in the audience and I was like, it was just supposed to be me and Jim. What the fuck are you guys doing here?
Exactly. Yeah. How did this get so popular?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just between me and him.
Jim before anybody knew who Jim
It's kind of a kind of a stupid thing, but it's a very
Yeah.
personal sort of
Yeah, yeah.
relationship.
I
don't
feel that way with the UFC now too. I know exactly what you're saying, and I feel that way about other comedians too, like Bill Burr. And I feel that way about the UFC. It was for me. It just felt more special when it was a fringe sport, And I guess in some ways it still is, but it's, there's an event. It used to be there was an event like twice a year, once every 6 months. And now there's like sometimes 2 or 3 in a fucking weekend. You know, it's just, and everybody's into it. Everyone's got a tap out hat or a fucking shirt or, you know. Yeah, I enjoyed it more when it was on the fringe too. Same deal.
Maybe it's a problem. Like maybe it's like I understand that it's not
just your
sustainable.
It's just your personality. You're not one to follow popular trends. Right?
It's not.
And so if Jim is a popular trend right now, you don't really want to be involved, and it makes you angry because you love Jim, but you don't want to be involved in the popular opinion that Jim's an awesome comic. You want to be, you know what I mean? Arif who likes Jim, Arif and all these people who like Jim.
I've never taken any sort of comfort in, you know, my tribe, as it were. You know? Like I think, you know, I'm suspicious of tribes.
Racist,
Yeah. Basically,
Indians,
you know,
tribes.
men, Indians, you know, short people, whoever, right?
Dude, you're not that much taller than me.
Yeah, I'm short.
That's
what I said.
I thought you were just pointing the gun at me. All right.
Such a narcissist.
All right, Jimmy.
Um.
Aren't we all? Are you not a narcissist?
Oh yeah, I hate it though.
We all are though.
No, I
it
hate
doesn't. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't fucking change it. The whole fucking world is not. I mean, this is
I
a
worry about
narcissistic
that.
society.
No, I mean, I think that there are people who are not narcissists who don't.
I
have
think
the
you're a
need
lot
for
less
attention.
narcissistic, at least publicly, than a lot of people I know.
I mean, there's enough of it that makes me uncomfortable without, you know, narcissism.
Oh, man,
sort of the cruelty that comes with it.
I battle it every
hate
day.
those two things.
I know I'm a fucking mega narcissist with a giant fucking ego, and I don't like it. That's who I am, and I battle it. I try to get better.
Yeah.
But it's inherent, right? We're
I mean,
supposed to be. You know what's funny? I was talking to Jamie last night and saying about narcissism, and saying how it's really it's a very natural thing, because we are, and everybody throws around, oh, we're all one, we're all the same, and all this. But the truth is we're not, and it's so interesting that we're all so completely fucking individual, to the fact where, like, if you and I, we were just sitting in this room and I farted. Now, luckily, it didn't have much of a smell, but if it did, you're going to experience that smell much differently than I am. Even if we identify it both as a fart and it stinks, and I don't know how it smells to you, and you don't know how it smells to me.
Right.
And we could both be looking at the same thing, but seeing it much fucking differently.
It's like a painting. You have to your fart is like a painting. Is what you're
one
saying.
dog's looking this way, the other dog's looking that way.
Yeah, your body is a wonderland. Is what you're trying to say.
I think it's very natural for us to be narcissistic, because we have a very narrow view, because we're the only ones experiencing exactly what we are experiencing. We can all be in a giant group and watch the same thing, but we all experience it completely differently. We touch things that, like,
Sure.
every sense that we have is different from everybody else.
Sure, but the leap. What I mean, I think you know what I mean about a specific kind of narcissism when it comes to we're not just talking about sunsets and farts.
No. Oh, that Mark Splude, it's all sunsets and farts with that fucking guy. No, you're right. No, I know exactly what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah. But I thought it was an interesting conversation.
I agree that there at the level of consciousness that we know, but we also have a common language when it comes to describing things, right? That's
true.
why
that was Jamie's argument too, because I said to her, we could be in a room blindfolded, and someone opens up a banana and splits it in half in front of us, and we will both recognize that smell as banana. But I don't know what that smells like for you. You could be smelling it completely different than what I'm smelling. Even though we both identify, okay, yes, we know that's a banana, but I don't know how you smell bananas.
Right, but we can still have a
That sounds fucking stupid, you know what I mean? But I don't know how you are experiencing the smell of a banana. It could be completely fucking different.
Well, because
right?
there are markers around it. I can explain,
Okay, explain to me what banana smells like.
Imagine I didn't have to explain to you that I was lonely with
right
as a part of the story. I didn't have to tell you that I was lonely before I explained to you the story of going through the text of an ex-girlfriend
Very lonely
from
story.
8 years
Sure.
ago.
Yeah.
Like, obviously,
Right.
people who are healthy and who are great, who are completely comfortable with themselves,
Right.
are not going through old texts and walking by the work of
Certainly
their
not.
ex-girlfriend.
No, it's not
This is obviously
healthy.
a man who's this is obviously a man who's lonely. So I
Right.
could describe,
Sure,
the
but-
events around it,
okay, but you're-
without having to explain, without having to tell you, even if I didn't have a word for the word that says lonely.
Yeah. But you steered off my road a little. Okay. Describe to me what banana smells like to you.
Chalky, a little bit chalky. Depends on the kind of banana.
Right.
I guess you would, yeah. Chalky is the
It's
best.
difficult, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just chalky.
Sweet.
Is it just chalky?
Sweet,
What if you smell
a
chalk? You
Swedish-
say that's a
Swedish
banana?
chalky smell. Yeah, it's really sweet. It's almost syrupy, perhaps. Yeah. That's about it.
But it's difficult, right? It's difficult
sure,
to
it's
describe
difficult.
how you
Absolutely.
smell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree.
Well, first of all, I was high when I was thinking this and having this conversation.
Jamie, you know what? Have you ever smelled a banana? What is it, Mark? You ever smelled a banana?
How do you smell bananas?
What? How do you smell a banana? I smell a banana, and I don't even know what a banana smells like.
You couldn't smell a dog shit mustache.
Mark, I don't. I'm just trying to watch cartoons, Mark.
Yeah, well,
What is it?
describe a banana smell. How do you smell it?
I don't know. I want a divorce, Mark.
I don't. I
really-
just. I think it's. I just think it's. I just think this planet is so fucking like this existence that we're in right now. It's just so interesting that we're all here together, but we're really all alone.
Yeah.
We're experiencing things.
Would you say, and if we're lost, we are lost together, perhaps?
we are lost together?
Yeah.
Anyway, got a little deep on you there, Arf.
That we're experiencing things differently. I get it.
Let's bring it back to the R bar. I think we've gone a little too far into the rhubarb.
I mean, I think we've no. I think this is a good. We can sort of bring it back. So, in our this beautiful couple, very attractive man, wearing
all right,
cut
let's-
off
listen.
denim.
All right, let's talk.
Which is
titty-
just a
let-
weird.
Listen, you always fucking leave out the titties. Let's talk about the
Well,
titties.
let me just. I will go to the titties, but let me just talk about this man.
Okay.
Beautiful
Of
face.
course, you go to the man first.
Beautiful face, nice little beard, but cut off like grown man, 32 years old.
Daisy Dukes.
I have to look at his awful fucking legs.
Yeah.
For the I hate this thing about the summer. I have to look at people's shitty legs in their
Yeah.
shitty shorts.
And their feet too, right? With all everybody's wearing flip flops.
It's either the
short
flip
pants.
flops
I
or
fucking
the
hate it.
or the.
I don't
tight-
wear short pants. All right.
I can't wear the shorts.
I
man.
can't wear short pants.
It's gross.
Yeah. My pants are short enough, Arf. I can't.
You wear shorts.
You give me a fucking hem
I
that's
wear
up above
regular
my
pants.
knee. Forget it. No, I don't like it. I don't like it, and I don't like sandals and flip flops. I don't like my feet being exposed. I'm kind of funny that way. I just don't like it,
Yeah.
and I don't want to see. Man, you know what the most unattractive footwear is, and you see it so fucking often. What do you see all the fucking time, particularly now in the
Now?
summertime? Yeah. What do you see more than anything else for footwear?
I'd have to be honest.
Yes, please.
This year,
Yes.
I'm seeing a lot of tiny shoes.
Tiny shoes.
Tiny
What the
shoes.
fuck is it? What the fuck are tiny shoes?
Like big men with extra small shoes that don't have any arch support, like those really tiny little Vans. You know what they're called?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just in awful these purplish, yellowish fucking color.
Fashion is all fucked up. I'm talking
Gross.
about Birkenstocks.
Yes,
There may not
of
be.
course. Yes,
There may not be a less attractive fucking footwear.
horrendous. Couldn't agree more.
Hate it.
I hate Birkenstocks.
And they're so popular.
I did wear. I did. There was a summer that I did wear them. for a while.
They're comfortable. Listen, I have a pair. I actually made them myself. No, it's true. Why are you laughing? Every time I speak to you from my heart,
What a
you start
ridiculous
fucking laughing at me.
fact. I made Birkenstocks.
Well, I was a cobbler, dumbass. I made them myself.
I have to see these Birkenstocks. That's amazing. No, not now. He's actually going to go get his Birkenstocks. I mean, I don't know if there's another person that states completely sincere, accurate facts about himself and makes me laugh. I mean, this hard. than Mark. I mean, there's no one else. Holy shit, Mark.
I made them.
That's pretty good, man. I mean, that I have to admit, I am. What part did you make?
I made it all.
No way.
Yeah. So
What did you
let me
make?
see. So the leather obviously comes like that.
Huh?
Right? These straps come like that. This bottom piece is like a giant like square sheet of this foam.
Huh?
And these beds come separately. Right where your foot goes is called the bed. So I had to size it for me, right? And then take the leather,
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
glue it,
I shouldn't
glue
have
it to the
laughed.
foot, then take this, glue it, cut it sort of the size, press it all together, and then take it around the sander and
That's
sand
fucking
the,
awesome, dude.
yeah, I
That
made them.
is
I made them.
the most ridiculous fucking fact that the most hilarious fucking thing. If you
But they are
just
comfortable.
stated facts about yourself, literally, if you just stated things about yourself on stage, you would be the funniest. Like, I've
had an
never
interesting
heard,
life,
I've
though.
never heard a story that's funnier than when you said, in all sincerity, in a road trip, I was in.
What?
when
I think you just
said-
like making fun of me, Arif. I think that's what it is.
In all
What'd I say?
seriousness, you
Yeah.
said, when I was 11, maybe I get the age wrong.
Sure.
But you said, when I was 11 years old, my high school principal punched me in the throat. How old were you when your high school principal punched you?
I was 15.
You were 15?
He didn't punch me. I punched him.
Didn't you? But didn't someone
No,
punch you?
he grabbed me and slammed
Slammed
me up
me in the-
against the lockers.
All right, so I'm
And I had
missing
to deck him,
That is the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like, I mean, a high school principal
Junior high.
taking a child.
Junior high. I was in grade 8.
A fucking.
That was the end of my grade 8. That was the end of my school career.
That's crazy.
That was it.
That is genuinely. I apologize for laughing, but a gross.
It seems stupid though, right? See, I made my own sandals.
That's insane. That
Like you're
looks
probably
like a-
expecting like fucking I made it out of fucking deer antlers or. I was a cobbler. It makes sense, right?
I was expecting a cut up moose light can.
Sure. Yeah. I tanned the hide myself.
It's got eyes on it. The fucking.
But I'm pretty proud of those Birks.
It's
you know?
very good.
Yeah.
I have. To,
I would never wear them in public. I just wear them around the yard. 'cause they are
I
comfortable.
will admit to eating my words. That is a fucking. That is a proper Birkenstock. You actually made that. Is
Yeah.
I do not have that ability at all.
Well, because you didn't train to do it. I didn't have that ability when I started there. You know what I mean? It's just a
fucking
skill.
crazy, dude. That looks exactly like a Birkenstock.
Well, it is a fucking Birkenstock.
But you made it. That's crazy. Though.
Yeah, I made
anyway, you made it. That's not
It doesn't look like a Birkenstock. What does that say?
Birkenstock.
Birken fucking stock.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It looks like a Birkenstock. You made. I mean, it doesn't look like
Yeah.
a knockoff thing.
Do you actually? We did a
something
lot
made
of
in China. Birkenstock.
Birkenstock.
Looks slightly different. Why does it have? Why does it have fur on it?
It was actually, to be honest with you, I hated where I worked. I didn't mind the cobbling too much. Having your hands in other people's shoes all day, something about it. The worst part about that job was, the very small environment with 3 people, and mostly for me, the worst part was dealing with the public. Like I had to take in the orders, and people came in to get their shoes. I don't like dealing with the public.
Yeah.
But I always enjoyed working on Birks for whatever reason. And we did a lot of Birkenstock repair, right? But we didn't build any. But I just, I was at the shop alone by myself one night and saw that we had all the materials. I found those straps, because I knew we had the beds and I knew we had the bottom because I fixed them all the time. But I didn't know we had the straps. I found those straps. I was like, man, I'm going to make myself a pair of fucking Birks. Why not? I got nothing else to do.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
It was
That's
fun. It's-
genuinely impressive. dude.
I don't know. It was just, and I think I talked about this in the podcast before. I hated that fucking job, but I'm glad I learned that skill. Right?
It is.
Yeah, it's
You know
another
that
tool in the tool belt.
That's gone. That the skill of the
It
cobbler.
is. It's a dying art. Absolutely. Well, we talked about it off air. Consumerism, right? That's the kind of society. Oh, my Birks are wrecked. Fucking throw them out. My shoes don't. They're all wore out. I'm gonna throw them in the fucking garbage. Right? It is. It's a dying trade for sure.
It's interesting, man. Like, I mean, you think, like, other there's a line from I don't know where that it's only to other people that suffering seems profound, never to the person who's actually going through
suffering. Yeah, exactly.
it. It's always like, oh wow, this guy,
Yeah.
it must mean something. Oh
Yeah.
wow, you speak like this, or you went through this kind of trauma. This must
Yeah.
mean this about you. It's like, all right, if you say so, dude.
Yeah, that's the way.
Yeah.
That's your perception, right? Like you looked at the Birkin, oh, it's so impressive, but you don't realize how fucking miserable I
Yeah.
was at the shop that night.
Clearly, yeah.
Building that shoe. So
Yeah,
it's interesting, I guess.
it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy had, of course, he was wearing tiny shoes. He wasn't wearing
I
cut
love
off
your tiny shoes. I love this.
cut off fucking denim. Cut off denim. Fucking grown ass man wearing cut off denim.
Yeah.
You
You know
know?
what? Around the house, mowing the lawn, something like that. Sure. You don't go out on Saturday night and fucking cut off jean shorts.
Look at his fucking legs. I have to look at his goddamn legs, dude. Anyway,
Yeah.
his broad is,
I love it that you use that word.
5'10",
Right.
dark hair,
Sure.
kind of a little bit pale.
Was it Jamie?
Jean jacket, cut off jean jacket. I don't know what this thing with the jean jacket.
Denim's making a big comeback.
Yoga pants.
Ooh.
Big
Yoga
thighs,
and denim. That's an interesting mix.
big thighs,
Right.
heavy.
Ooh. Oh, heavy bosoms. Oh, heavy piece.
And yeah,
Why don't you say
I'm
you
sure
have a
his piece
heavy
was heavy.
piece?
First thing, they sit down and immediately they start making out. Immediately, the whole time. Like,
And they're in their 30s.
yeah, it looks like it must have been a 4 or 5 months. The relationship must have been.
And so when they were making out, what's going on in the bar?
I'm setting up. I'm just sort of doing
Okay.
this as like, all right, we're gonna
so
begin in
just
5
music
minutes.
playing kind of deal.
We got CCR. I had no scare away the regulars music because the regulars just took off in a huff after the lady sang the last Kenny Rogers song, and they're
Right,
like,
because
"We're
someone
going."
died or something, didn't they? Or no?
She was leaving the country. She was leaving the city. She said, "We're gonna go down in a motorhome, and Jenny's coming with me. I love you, Jenny. You're my best friend." I had to follow this.
This is all before.
This is all before, and I'm like standing there, trying to like, can I set up?
start the show?
Can we start the show? You get out of here. Okay, all right, okay. When can I come back? No, where? No, you're not coming back. I said, all right, no.
What a bad week for
I
John not to
love
be
you.
there.
I love you, Jenny. Yeah. And I said, all right, well, just cry, lady. All right. And they're
so
all hugging.
where is this couple sitting? Like by the time
Right
you take
back
by the time you
behind
take
the-
the stage.
Yeah, behind the light, close to the bar. They're the only people who are sitting up front,
Okay,
who are
all right.
sitting in front of in my eye line,
Right.
and they're just, it's a young, it's early in the relationship, so he's really, he's got his tonsils in her intestines,
Yeah.
just cleaning it
It's
up.
still honeymoon phase.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
And then she's giggling.
So, now I heard
she's
you-
not wearing a bra, so it's sort of her titties are jiggling, and
Now you walked.
and then I
these
wear
people.
my glasses, huh?
You walked these people, right?
Yeah, so immediately I start doing material about, being angry at things that I see in King Square.
Right.
And,
Pigeons. What do we say?
yeah, of course,
Yeah.
pigeon material,
Sure.
stupid people putting up signs. And then I
chalk.
did, the chalk, of course. Then I did a joke about looking at ladies on the beach, a blonde on the beach in the white two-piece coming towards me. Some sort of sex joke.
Sure.
Uh,
And how
the
are they
joke ended with-
receiving these jokes? I want to hear the end of that joke. How are they receiving these before you walk?
It was, from what I could tell, they were giggling. But I don't know whether they were giggling at me
Just
or they
with
were
each
just
other.
with each other.
Yeah. We're at a comedy show. You're so cute.
I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing Aqua.
So
It's
how
really
does this?
funny.
What's the punchline to the bikini joke?
I didn't come here, the bikini joke. They look at me. I look at them like this is, like it's the Beach Boys. Like a Beach Boys song comes on.
Okay, yeah.
Round, round, get around.
Yeah.
I get around. They look
Yeah.
at me, and it's the opening from Black Hawk Down. Allahu Akbar!
Okay. If everybody had a surfboard across the USA. All right. All right, there's something there. There's something there. I like it.
There was a line that I had. I was like, I didn't come to Canada for this. I came here like every other immigrant to eat pussy.
Yes. And that's what walked them?
No.
Okay.
I think what walked them.
Are we going to hear your whole set or what's
No,
the... Okay.
these were just sort of choice punchlines from the beginning.
Right.
Then there was a comic. There was a new comic who I brought up
First time?
first time. Did some material about people with handicapped people, special needs, and
Did he use the dreaded R word?
oh yeah, he 100% used the R
Did he?
word.
Nice.
Something about putting them in a bobsled and watching a trail of piss go down. I mean,
What? Are you fucking serious?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Did the comics laugh?
I
At
mean,
him? Or just at the situation?
it was. I mean, I don't know. We were all sort of starting. We were sort of laughing, and I think it was all comics, so we were kind of having a good time at the sort of train wreck of it.
Sure.
And then it ended with, I think, some sexual assault material.
Oh, good. And listen, rape and retards, that's the hot fucking topics right now, bud.
I put it delicately, but you explained it correctly.
Well, I mean, I have a lot
Those
of
are the
American.
terms.
I have a lot of American listeners. But
Yeah, they're
you
firing
gotta dumb her down.
a
little.
sawed-off shotgun into the air, and
Yeah.
they're like, "What does he mean? Sexual assault? I can't hear over this AC."
What is this R word I keep hearing about?
Look at the Jenny. Look up the R word. Fuck.
Is it redneck? They're saying redneck, aren't they?
I don't
Just say it.
Daryl, I don't think they're saying redneck again. Mary, I'm gonna fucking beat you.
And she's gonna love it.
The so and then I come up. I try to. I'm uncomfortable, so I'm sort of laughing on stage.
Right.
I said,
After
"Oh,
after he's done, you come up and
yeah, it's ridiculous.
right, of course.
So then I intend to sort of smooth it over because they're the only people there. So I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
are you guys?
Hey, forgive this guy. It's his first time.
Did you guys enjoy that? Did you guys know this was a
Right. And were
comedy
they? So you're engaging them? Are they responding?
Well, I asked them, "Did you know this is a comedy show?" She says no. She says no. He says yeah. So he's trying. Immediately, he's in sort of alpha dog mode.
Yeah.
You
Of course,
fucking-
I fucking know where I am, dummy.
Yo, you fucking talking to my fucking girl?
Yeah.
You fucking talking to my girl? All right, cut off shorts. The fuck?
Take it
like-
easy, Daisy Duke.
He's like, yeah, I fucking knew. I said, oh, are you guys? Is this a Tinder date? Is that what's going on?
Right, right.
She says no,
But he says
and he
yes.
says yeah. And I said, oh, what are your names? And
Do you
then
even Tinder, bro?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, what are your names? And he said, he's such a, I mean, I imagine him to be some sort of nerdy, mousy guy, but immediately a man. So there's something about, it's clearly my personality that brings out, I think, just the worst in people.
Sometimes.
I really think that. It's not his
Sometimes.
fault,
Yeah.
but it just turned him from a normal human being
Yeah.
who probably just listens to a lot of, Bjork or the Arcade Fire, perhaps, like has some, thoughts about those people.
Sure.
And suddenly he just turned, he turned into real American History X.
Yes.
He's like, what the fuck?
I call
Who
it-
the fuck are you fucking talking to, bitch?
I call that the Rudy effect.
Yeah. yeah. Maybe I just bring out the worst in people.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes, for sure.
he immediately went into, I tried to ask him their names, and he answered for himself. And the girl, I said, oh, let her answer?
Oh, shit.
And then he says,
Good for you.
and he says, oh, yeah, you said that we were on it. I just said, yeah, because I don't care. And he says, he looks at her as I'm talking, as I'm about to deliver something. He says, and said, oh, yeah, we're going. And I'm talking to them, and then they
Right.
just get up and walk as I'm talking to them, and they leave. Of course, the comics are
We
like,
call that traveling crowd work.
yeah, that's all like, hey, guys, what are you guys doing? Where are you guys going? Hey.
That's crowd work on the lamb. That's what that is.
Yeah, fuck a lamb. What is a lamb anyway? Are you fucking a
Shit.
lamb?
So
What
now
are you
the
doing?
rest of the show is nothing but comics.
Now it's nothing
And nobody
but
else
that.
staggers in?
Someone later on, some people stagger in.
That's
but,
usually, yeah.
by that time,
So who else was on this show and how did they do? Talk me through it. First of all, how did you
was
do?
fine.
You,
Huh?
you hosted.
well, I walked.
So
to the
did you
only
do
people.
so when John hosts, and I love John, but John does a little bit, he does a lot of John
Yeah.
on the R Bar. He'll start with a story, do a little bit of time in between everybody, and after intermission, he does his 15 minutes or whatever. What did you do for time?
It was a lot.
Did you do a spot? Did you actually do a spot?
Yeah, I did. It was a lot. It was all comic, so I was very sort of cognizant of that. So I knew I had to, I sort of stripped down all of the jokes from, the jokey,
The cutesy stuff.
and I just
You
sort
got
of
right to
turned
the
it-
meat.
Well, I just turned it into how would I be with comics, and that's
Right.
essentially what I did.
Yeah.
And that's what I did throughout the thing. We just kept making fun of Matt and John Nesbitt and whoever the hell
You're
else.
playing your crowd. You're understanding.
There was
who's
all
there,
comics,
yeah.
right? So what would we do if we were all around a table? We would just make fun of each other.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
Yeah,
what I
I'd
did.
leave,
We just made.
but, yeah.
That's essentially what I did. And it was okay. I wasn't, it's hard to tell whether it went well. I think it was a huge disaster that had everyone laughing the whole time.
Right. Well, that's a good fucking night then.
It was a night. No one watched
Yeah.
it. No one watched it happen. There was disgusting jokes. Like, I mean, in the middle of Sabrina's set, that one guy.
Oh, Sabrina Harsh was on the show?
No, not Sabrina. Sorry, Shand.
Shand,
In the
yeah.
middle of Shand's set, the fucking skinhead, meathead, moron, walked outside the bouncer. The guy was supposed to be the bouncer, and he started to have
he
a
hates
fit
the
about.
comedy there.
And he's like, "What the fuck? I'm the fucking comic. I'm a comic. There's fucking talk about periods. How about the fucking sex? And all this fucking." And I was like, "What are you doing, dude? What are you screaming outside? We got the doors wide open.
He hates
Just-
the comedy there.
Why are you standing with
fucking
them? Why are you
hates it.
sitting with them? We don't need you. Get lost."
He's
The fucking owner came.
Listen, I want you to kind of watch your mouth a little because he is a fan of Mark Splute.
Well, good for him. Good for him.
He's actually told me.
Well,
He says, I don't mind it when you're up there, but these other fucking idiots, I don't know what they're doing up there.
good, man. Go home.
You know what I said? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing up there either, but it's
Yeah. Throw everyone under the bus. Yeah.
he is a fucking meathead though.
Yeah.
He's the guy that fucking slammed into Joe Butler and ruined his fucking headlining set.
Fucking
there
idiot.
at the R Bar.
Fucking idiot.
Joe deserved it. His breath was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
I was
the-
happy for, I was happy to see him get a little.
Just screaming. Like, I don't understand it. I
He's
mean,
an asshole.
and
That
then
guy's an asshole, man.
we had fun with Shand. We were all. It was comic, so we could sort of all heckle in between.
Right. Shannon probably
Shannon's
the only
like-
brought on the show.
Yeah. No. Steph was there. I think.
Oh,
Steph
that's
Abbott
I
was
heard.
there.
How'd Steph do?
She did all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New,
Matt Keenan
new
came in.
material.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been a while since she's been on stage. I imagine.
Yeah, it's fine. It was
like
hard.
stuff.
It's comics. Matt came by and he did some new material, and I mean, it was so much fun watching Matt bomb. I don't know whether he bombed or whether he did well.
Right.
But every joke that bombed, he just got booed, and it was all just comics, right? So
Yeah,
we were
of
just
course.
having a good
It's
time.
all his
with it.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And he was, and my favorite part about it was Matt Keenan brought a date to the R Bar, and so we all just shit on him.
Okay, now let's. What are we talking about from 1 to 10 here?
Oh, she seemed pretty. She, I
1 to
didn't,
10.
I wasn't. It's 8, I guess.
Right.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
8's pretty fucking respectable.
I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
She seemed nice.
Right.
I liked the fact that we could completely. We just ruined his date. I mean, made fun of him the whole time. So
I
that
don't
was a
think he
good
would have
night.
given a shit.
No. He was.
No.
He was laughing.
He
the whole
knows the
time.
story. You're gonna bring a broad out to the fucking R Bar, bud. You got to expect you're getting a ribbon.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Who closed the show?
Martin Saunier.
Marty
And
D.
then- yeah.
Marty D. It's
And then Brian and I went up at the end. We did a little duo.
oh, is that
thing.
right?
Yeah.
You and Godso?
Yeah. So that was fun. Brian was there at the end as well. So
1 sec. All right. Well, it sounds like it was a pretty decent night at the R Bar, anyway.
yeah, it was a train wreck. I mean, the best nights are,
They are
The-
the,
the
fucking
ones that-
train wrecks. You know
the
what I've
ones that
talked
I
ab-
remember.
That's right, and we talked about that before. You don't remember a night that fucking goes swimmingly.
Oh
right?
God, no, man.
No, the
It's
perfect
so much-
comedy nights. Like when me, you, and John did the Hell's Basement. For me, that's going to be a lot less memorable than the live podcast we did a few weeks after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The shit show. You always remember the shit shows.
We hadn't
Like
had a
that show
proper
on
fight
Pete-
since then.
Pardon me?
Like we hadn't had a proper falling out.
That was our
Until
first
that time.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah, baby's first fight.
Yeah. I didn't know we were in a fight.
Yeah. Oh, we were definitely were.
Well, it was news to me.
Yeah.
You know?
PEI was a train wreck.
PEI was a train wreck. Man, we've had a lot. Welser's Room.
Yeah,
few
Wilzer's
Wilzers.
rooms.
A few
I mean,
Wilzers.
Wilzer's room. I've had, like you had one pretty big one. I had a few small ones.
Yeah.
That has kept me away from the Wilzers.
I don't like it. I don't like that room. I started in that room. I don't like what it's become. I didn't enjoy my last probably 3 or 4 there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, Fredericton's kind of a weird town. I loved performing on Troy's shows.
Yeah.
You know, but he created a full comedy audience, much different. I mean, you could take that, and put it in any city. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
But something about the Wizards room, and that's why I'm hesitant to go up and do Ben's room or Mary's room. Although I'm probably never going to get an invite for
No, it's not
for Mary and Maggie's room.
No.
Although I've always considered Mary to be, a comedy friend. I've always got along with Mary. But I've got a feeling that Maggie hates me. But whatever.
Yeah,
it
that's
could
all right.
just be my gender. Or it could be that I'm a big
Your
fucking
personality.
misogynist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Generally, your thoughts.
I always say that. I always say I'm a bit of a misogynist. I don't know if that's true.
You don't have
but,
to. You don't have to.
But
you don't have to. You don't have to defend yourself. I don't.
No,
I don't
I'm
think you're a
not in
misogynist.
defense. It's just I think I was fine with I don't think the gender roles need to be fucking updated like most people do. I like the traditional gender roles. I don't see anything fucking wrong with it unless people are being forced into it. You know, and that just goes for anything, whether it's gender roles or anything, right?
Sure.
I like the classic gender roles, and I don't mean woman in the kitchen all the time, but just the gender roles in general. I was happy with it. I don't think we need to change it, and I don't think I need to apologize for being a manly man, and I don't think any woman should apologize for being a girly girl, or anything like that.
I think we should sort of just stop with the apologizing.
Man,
unless
I
it
think we
needs-
should just fucking live our lives the way we want to and leave everybody else to do the fucking same. Like, is that so much to fucking ask?
Pussy.
You know what it is? You know what it is, man? I honestly think there's an underlying problem in society, and I think it is sexual. I think too many people are relying on pornography. I think it's hurting relationships, and I don't think we're as happy sexually as we once were before porn was this, readily available.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have this idea.
I steer
once.
clear of porn. I don't get involved in pornography. I'm gonna masturbate. I'm gonna do it mostly from my imagination.
Right.
Yeah.
Just watching a deer come out of the thicket, perhaps.
Yeah. Or a
through
lamb.
the fog, or a lamb. Yeah. Mark, what are you doing in there?
Yeah.
Shut up, Jamie! I'm on the lamb. What are you talking about? I am masturbating.
I'm doing
to lambs.
dole calls and fucking buck grunts in the bathroom.
What are you doing? Did you have your?
I'm in the shower.
Mark, get out! This is a 45-minute show. Do you have a fucking zoo in there? Shut up, Jamie. This is my private time.
No, I think it's a problem. I think there's a lot of addiction to pornography in this world nowadays, especially in North
Well,
America.
I think
it's a problem.
Well, the guys don't. I mean, from what I've read online and these accounts that I've read of other people who, and by other people I mean my own thoughts that I have,
Right.
that I'm just putting onto other people.
Sure.
What I,
Projections.
yeah. But
Projections
just
is
for
all
the
I'm
sake of the
saying.
argument, this happens on other people's 4chan and Reddit threads.
Sure.
I think what a lot of men, I think those people are feeling is that there is a climate of sexual rejection, and they revert into that place because they feel rejected by the real world.
Right.
That is, I'm not saying that they're right about it, but that's how they think, and that's how they feel.
Right.
They can't see outside of it. It's like that prison, right? They can't see outside the fact that the world has rejected them.
Right.
And they can't think, so it's like, well, no women aren't react to you because, you should get your act together. And for them, they just think, what's the point? There's no guarantee, I'm never going to be, if such and such guy couldn't, I heard that.
They can't be hurt by porn, right? Porn can't break their heart.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't
Yeah.
can't
Sorry, I'm just trying to get you to the finish line.
well, it can't strip them of their. It can't strip them of who. So this guy, so the new Superman, the actor who played Superman, what's his name? Henry Cavill, I think is his name. He's Superman. Okay,
Right.
so imagine what Superman looks like.
Yeah.
Right? So Henry Cavill in some sort of interview said, sometimes it just gets kind of hard, to meet women and
Oh, to meet women.
sometimes,
Right.
it just gets sometimes in this sort of sexual climate, it becomes a little bit hard for men to. So he just said this as, remember, this is Superman.
Right.
Right?
Right.
The epitome of what we think of a good-looking, successful, or whatever we think of a man is.
Sure. Tall, dark,
Right.
handsome, muscular. Yeah.
All of those things.
Right.
This guy is saying it, right? And then he had to be like, "Oh shit, sorry, I said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I didn't mean. I don't know what was going on." Like, so I can imagine those guys. Some fucking lonely, 5'2" guy. Balding.
Whoa! Jeez, a tattoo.
Wait, hang on.
Big mouth. Good at making burks.
Living. Just get really specific.
Son named Chaos.
Wow.
Sitting across
Doesn't
from
seem
me.
like a generalization.
Yeah, no, it was.
anymore,
Yeah,
really.
no, it was.
Those
Maybe
vague
I'm
guys.
just projecting now.
Yes.
It's
No, but a guy like one of those guys, like cystic acne kind of guys like me, played a lot of video games.
sure.
If
Did you
they're
play
like-
a lot of video games?
I never played. a
No,
lot
you
of-
didn't. But okay, yeah.
But
you're painting a picture. I get it.
they think, dude,
You're Superman. You're fucking Superman. If Superman can't get laid,
if you're having a hard time,
yeah, it's hopeless.
what the fuck
Yeah.
is it? And I don't know. Maybe maybe I don't live in that world where there is guys getting guys are getting laid. I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happening.
Dudes are still out there smashing pussy
I get it,
for sure.
but I'm sure it's just as likely as those guys exist. But there is a segment of people for whom it's not available, and for whom pornography and video games isn't. I'm not, and I can't say that.
I think you're
pornography-
describing. You can't say pornography is what.
I
Continue.
can't say pornography and video games is a healthy way to approach the real world,
Right.
which is, I think, where all of your greatest joys and maybe some of your heartbreaks, but those things are intertwined with each other,
Yeah, absolutely.
will come from. It can only come from the real world. It can't come from anywhere else. If I get involved, the reason why I love, say, things like stories or literature or hell, even music and comedies is because it brings me back into the real world rather than escaping it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
sure.
never use those things. Like, people
As
talk
an
about
escape. Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
You use them to get back to that.
yes, to make so I can understand reality in a little bit more of a clear, so I can get a clearer picture of, because most of my reality is filled with just thoughts of women sitting on my face, tits, ass.
Well,
like, I
and
can't.
you spend a significant time alone, right? When you're at home.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't think I think what you're describing though is classically what people would think of somebody who's addicted to pornography, but I think it's much more widespread than that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
don't
think
disagree.
it's probably 90% of the population who's using
So the statistics
pornography.
here, the statistics right now are fascinating.
Oh.
I've started doing this joke about
Give
it.
me the numbers.
More women watch violent pornography than men do.
I'm not surprised by that.
But men, I mean, here's the three main categories that women watch as far as pornography goes, and this is just a joke that I'm doing from right now.
Right.
Uh,
Is it a joke or are these real numbers?
No. The
numbers
joke
are real.
The numbers are
Okay.
the numbers are real. The statistics are real. The joke is what comes up.
Right.
So the three main categories are violent sex, lipstick lesbians. This is what women watch. The three
Lipstick lesbians.
right. So
Whoa,
women.
That's
who,
going in my search bar.
women.
Lipstick lesbians.
So basically, like forced. So women who are not really lesbians, and then who are sort of turned.
right.
It's a video
Sexy.
about that.
But these are what I call sexy lesbians.
Yeah, and then gangbangs, right?
Jesus.
That's the third
Okay.
category. The
For
men,
women. For women.
For women,
Gangbangs.
yeah.
Wow.
For men,
That's very telling.
you
isn't
think
it?
you think it's those things are horrific when it comes to women. I mean, then you take a look at the statistics of the things that men watch.
Pornography is fantasy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So the men, the three main categories that men watch are
Kissing,
stepmommy,
hugging,
stepmommy porn,
stepmommy,
stepsister porn,
ooh,
and then cartoon.
Cartoon
Cartoon
is the
porn
third
Yeah.
most watched porn.
Yeah, so
wow, that's surprising.
So basically, women have a fantasy of living in Pakistan, where
and men live in Japan.
and men want to just crawl back into their mother's pussy.
Right? Yeah. Well, shit, that's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's those are weird revelations. Yeah, I think it's a problem. You know, at work, I've had I've heard some girls. There's a couple of girls at work that have broken up recently with their boyfriends.
Sure.
And the complaint from all of them is that he never wants to have sex.
Interesting.
So, and I've been hearing this kind of thing for a few years.
So what are they saying? So they say that they. I mean, I don't know whether you probed them about it. Probed them, if you know what I mean. Probed them.
you know
We're
that
comics.
I know what you mean.
But if you ask them when they say that he doesn't want to have sex, because do they mean that I try to initiate? Because this happened to
And
me.
we're talking about attractive people here.
I bet it.
Okay, by the way, we're not talking about someone who's had 6 kids.
It doesn't matter. I don't
400
think-
No, it does though. I think it does matter, right?
But-
I mean, if it's an unattractive woman complaining about that, then you look and you go, all right, well, I can kind of see that, right? Because if they can watch a video of someone hotter than you and get off to it, that sort of makes sense. But if it's coming from a very attractive young woman,
Okay, so what do they say when they say that they don't want to have sex with them? Like,
that's
what do they?
that's what they say. They say,
and what do they think is
once
the
a month.
other reasons?
So the most recent one said to me, do you think once a month is normal,
Right.
right? In a relationship that's 3-4 months old.
Okay.
Would you say that's normal?
No.
Once a month?
No.
No, once a
3-4
day.
months?
Yeah, once
Yeah,
a
that's-
day would be normal.
What?
At least 4 times a week would be fucking
How
normal.
old?
20s.
What do they do instead?
This is my contention. I think that people are too addicted to pornography, and that's where they're getting their finish, and it's desensitizing them to real human contact. That's what I think's going on.
Well, when I can tell you when my, when I broke up with my ex, she one of the things that she's like, why the fuck are you like? She would look at we'd share a computer, and then one day she's like, why the fuck are you watching porn, right?
Right.
And this is just after the kid was born, and it's like, what the fuck are you watching porn? It's like, I mean, I just watch porn. I mean. And we were
That must have
at
been a
that point,
comfortable conversation.
It wasn't uncomfortable for me. I was like, kid was 6 months old. We lived in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Kid was sleeping with us in our bedroom.
Yeah, you have no
We don't
time
have-
to spend with each
We
other. Yeah.
What are we gonna? We're on each other's nerves.
Yeah.
Obviously, I am not sexy to her. I'm not a sexy human being.
Well,
It's
it's-
it takes a little bit of work.
Sure.
I have to sort of read to you. I have to sort of maybe put some
You gotta
candles
show me your
on.
personality first.
Yeah, I have to beat you over the head. You have to be unconscious, and that's how I become
Yeah.
sexy.
Yeah.
You have to be drooling
I know
from
I'm
the
not
mouth.
much to look at, but listen, once I weasel my way into your head,
Yeah.
Costanza.
Yeah,
Costanza.
once you're wearing a plastic bag and you cannot see clearly, that is when I become beautiful.
Right. Anyway,
So and she's like, well, we're fighting the whole thing.
Sure.
And then one of the things like watching porn, we're not even having sex. What do you mean? Like, and at that time, my response was, have sex. Well, what are we supposed to? You hate my guts. Where am I supposed to? I cannot get.
it's hard to get aroused
Yeah,
by
I can't-
someone that you know.
I mean, that hate fucking is a thing. You can do that, but the thing is
Sure,
that
you can only
after a
do,
while,
you can't do it all the time.
yeah, at
Yeah.
some level, I have to know that you don't find me completely repulsive.
Yeah.
all of the time.
Yeah.
and it's not her fault because it was just close quarters, kid. It was tough. It was rough. Right.
So close together, but no intimacy. Right? Isn't that weird?
Well, yeah, it was the kid. I mean, we did. I mean, the kid. We didn't have nannies or anything, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm working part time. I don't know. I barely had it work at the university, still trying to
just you
finish my
two raising
thesis. Yeah,
Sahar, yeah.
and so it wasn't. It's not her fault, but I don't know what. Maybe it's my fault, but yeah. So I would, put the kid to bed at 2:00 in the morning. I can't sleep. I have to wake up in maybe 2 or 3 hours.
Sure,
I can't just sleep for 2 hours.
Give her
So
a
I'd go-
tug and then you can relax.
Yeah, go to sleep on the couch.
Sure.
Because the kid's on the bed. And they both move. So I was like, I'm just gonna sleep on the couch, beat off.
Right.
Watch 2 Pakistanis, a donkey, and 4 bananas, and just go to sleep.
Tupac Pakistanis. He's my favorite rapper.
Yeah.
He's dead now, but
But
and the notorious big eyed G
What?
Indian.
What?
I don't know. Where I'm fucking going.
what happened there?
Tupac is dead. I don't know. There was something there. There was something there. I'm getting tired, Arf. I need to beat off and watch 2 Pakistani.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you can't, so those guys, I'm sure, I'm not saying that the guys are blameless. I'm just saying that at some level, maybe they don't have any kids. I'm assuming 20s. So why would they have
Yeah,
kids,
there are
right?
kids involved.
Oh, there are kids
in
involved?
some cases. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in some cases. But I don't know. I think it's an epidemic. I think porn is too readily available.
But it's the thing is that porn's an escape, right? But what do you
Absolutely.
escape? It's the even if you, I don't think you should get rid of porn. The thing is that it's the urge to
Well, you
escape
can't
that's
now.
the problem.
You certainly can't now.
Yeah, you should. And I don't think you should. I don't think porn is the problem. I think the urge. Why is the urge to escape? What are you trying to escape?
Yeah.
People do that. All right, we're gonna get rid of porn. What are you gonna do after that? Oh well, people they play video games too much. All right, let's get rid of video games. What are we gonna do after that?
Yeah.
We still want to escape. You're watching cartoons. All right, get rid of the cartoons.
Well,
like when is this?
You can't get and everything now is a distraction, right? Your phone is it's a distraction, right? Whether it's porn, whether it's Facebook, no matter what it is, no matter what you're doing on there. Sure. And like I said, I'm not a big porn guy, and I'm not on Facebook, but my phone still distracts me, right? I go to the MMA Underground, right? Messenger, it's all distractions.
It's so ridiculous. I saw this meme recently. There's like, it's supposed to be about how great artists are, right? And at some level I agree. It's like, if you think that artists who that when someone tells you that they're an artist and you sneer at them, you said you should have just gone to tech. You'll make a little bit more money. Imagine your day without listening to podcasts, listening to music, watching watching a movie, or watching a Netflix show. Imagine your life without that. I was like, what do you think? All of those Buddhist monks who sit up there in the hills, who look at who manage to live their lives just looking at a leaf turnover.
Yeah.
You think their lives are any less significant because they don't watch
not on
fucking
Facebook.
they don't watch the first season of Riverdale?
Yeah.
Because they don't know what's going on in Black Mirror and fucking Rick and Morty? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Whoa. First of all, any monk that's not watching Rick and Morty has got to have a horrible existence.
Yeah, they must be living what a horrible life those people are living. They seem like, because they don't know what the fuck is going on your Netflix, which fucking comedy special you're having an outrage about.
Yeah, your life must be miserable if you're not.
Yeah, you are
Watching
using this shit as a
entertainment.
distraction. You don't give a shit about the
It's
artist.
entertainment. It's bigger than it's ever fucking been.
Why the fuck you give a shit about the artist? You'll be the first ones to throw the artist under the bus if they fucking say or make a joke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with you? Asshole.
It's true.
Give a shit about artists. Go fuck your mother. Fuck your mother.
I want to. I really want to thank you for coming on episode 99 because it's.
69.
I had a hard time fucking booking this for whatever, and I'm glad you came on. What's going on with your podcast? How many episodes have you done of
I
From
have no
Tucker
idea.
Park Road? You don't
No
keep
idea.
track. If you had to guess, how many? Because you don't number them.
No.
Yeah, but how long have you been doing it? First of all, how many years?
7 years.
7 years. You're not very consistent.
7, 8 years. No.
You're not consistent. It's not a
7.
weekly.
I mean, sorry. It's been in the podcast form for the past 2 years, 3 years, but
It was just live radio before that.
yeah,
Yeah.
8 years before that. Yeah, 8 years, 8, 9 years.
So you
maybe.
got to have a fucking ton of episodes, right? But you didn't record the first 6 years. Yeah. No. Look at the way you got your lip stuck out there. I didn't record them. When do you think you're gonna have me on your fucking podcast, Arif?
Fuck.
Good. I'm glad. I fucking hope that hurt a lot.
How did I just fucking breathe in my fucking
Cramping.
back
It's
hurt?
a cramp because you're old as shit, Arif. That's why.
Yeah, we can do a podcast. We'll have to do it. We should do it.
We have this conversation every single fucking time.
Listen
you're
to
on
me.
my podcast.
Okay, listen to me. I have an idea. You, me, and John, we should do it. Like,
We should do it. Just keep talking, Arif. It's music.
oh, okay.
Called an
I thought
outro,
I was
dummy.
having-
Jesus
I was like, I was-
my
brain
first
was
attempt.
falling apart.
This is my first attempt to fade in an outro and let you know that this awesome experience is over.
We should do it sometime, like just the three of us in the woods sometime, Just the three of us. We have no distractions, no nothing.
In the woods. Are you trying to keep me out of the fucking studio? Is that what's going on here?
No, because I'd like us to be in a natural environment,
Right.
There's something you're at your best, right? I think when you're in your natural. I don't know anything about the natural environment.
Right.
So that's something that you can teach me, and that's something
we've
that
had a
we
lot
can-
of fun anytime we've gone in the woods.
I have, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for
Should
me
we
because
get-
I don't know anything about that shit.
Should we get Warren on those
Of
podcasts
course,
too?
of course. Get Warren, get Nick. It'll be fun, man.
I,
We should definitely do it.
Warren's been he's been interesting at work lately.
Now we'll talk about it. Warren's fun, man. I like Warren.
Warren's a great fucking lad, man. He's
Oh,
he loves the ganja.
Did Nick tell you this story? He says, this is the most amazing Warren story I've ever heard. He says, I was talking to Warren the other day, and I said, geez, the dog had some fleas there. And I said, I gave him, I took some shampoo and put it on him, and he looked at the bottle and said, lasts for 2 weeks. And I said, oh, geez, I should start using this. And he starts using the fucking shampoo. The dog shampoo.
Well, in Warren's defense, he probably has fleas because I send him into some pretty terrible places every day.
Imagine using dog shampoo.
RF, I always appreciate it, brother. Thanks for coming out.
Cheers, man.
Inna the mud, me a pick only, but me allow them down in a tub. Hey. One by one, load up the van, all of the ganja it ram. Put it on the plane, going gonna Spain. Money just a pour like rain. Me just a